there's two things you can take from this podcast, it's that Big Dom is our paisan. We'll defend him to the ends of earth. And Jordon, keep doing you, baby.
Yep.
But one more than
you're a badass.
One way more than the other.
Yeah, Jordon.
Yeah, Jordon.
Jordon's number one.
No.
PMT power rankings. In fact, I would have Jordon on the podcast without Belichick.
Oh, absolutely. Without a doubt.
She deserves her 2-part Netflix series.
On today's Pardon My Take, we have playoff action. We're going to recap everything that happened on Monday and Tuesday night. Crazy. 8 games on Tuesday night between the Stanley Cup playoffs and the NBA. We've got some teams eliminated. We then have our good friend Christian Yelich in studio. Haven't seen him in a while. Caught up with him. Great interview. Awesome to see him. And then we have the number one DJ in the world right now, DJ John Summit. Really cool interview. One of those ones that's maybe not traditional sports, but crazy story because he went from accountant to the world's biggest DJ and a really good guy. And then we're going to finish with a listener roast. And Shane is back from Italy, and he gave us some gifts, which you won't want to miss. Some big-time gifts. And we are brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. Boxing's biggest weekend is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook is bringing the heat. It all kicks off Friday in Times Square as Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and Teofimo Lopez light up New York City. Then on Saturday, the King returns. Canelo Alvarez is back on DAZN pay-per-view. And Sunday, it's a can't-miss moment. Naoya Inoue makes his electrifying U.S. debut in Las Vegas. This is a fight weekend for the history books, and DraftKings Sportsbook is your front row seat to all the action. New to DraftKings, you're going to love this. New customers bet $5, get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's right, $5 gets you $200 to play with. It's going to be a great weekend. We got boxing. We got Kentucky Derby on the DK Horse app. We got playoffs. We got baseball. Everything's going on. Cash in on the biggest, boxing's biggest weekend ever with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TAKE. That's code TAKE to unlock $200 in bonus bets when you place a $5 bet. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by DraftKings. Cash in on boxing's biggest weekend ever with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TAKE. That's code TAKE to unlock $200 in bonus bets when you place a $5 bet only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Wednesday, April 30th, and PFT. It is playoffs coming out of our ears, playoffs coming out of our eyes. So much playoff action.
Balls deep in sports, baby. We've got some teams going home. We've got some teams advancing. We've got the Boston Celtics doing exactly what we all thought that they would do. But yeah, it's been a wild couple nights. Not enough TVs in my house.
Yeah, it has been a wild. I mean, 8 games on Tuesday night with some closeout games. It was crazy. As always with the playoffs, we are in Zoom for the beginning because we wanted to recap all the games. We are back in studio when we interview Christian Yelich, John Summit, when we do Hot Seat, Cool Throne. Let's start. So we have to recap Monday's games too, but I feel like we got to start with Bucks Pacers because that was one of the craziest endings. The Bucks, maybe if you're a Bucks fan, this is the last time you see Giannis in a Bucks jersey, which sucks. And he went out on his sword with an incredible performance, 30, 20, and 13. But the story was the collapse of the Bucks in the last 36 seconds. They were up 118, 111 with 36 seconds left. And it all fell apart. And we basically had Gary Trent Jr., who had an incredible game 3 with 37 points. Gary Trent Jr. is, let me say this, Giannis was the best player on the Bucks. Gary Trent Jr. was the most impactful player on the Bucks because both good and bad, he had the entire Gary Trent Jr. experience. He started the game 0 for 7. He then went 8 for 9, and he hit 4 straight threes in overtime. 4 straight threes. And then turned the ball over 2 times to basically let the Pacers have an incredible comeback and clinch this series and go on to the next round.
Yeah, he had a great overtime, and also he cost his team the game at the end. There's no two ways about it. Halliburton also had some very clutch plays at the end of regulation and at the end of overtime. But Gary Trent Jr., he is the ultimate example now, I think, that we can point at to a guy that has changed so much about himself that he's trying to make everybody forget that he's from Duke.
Yeah.
So he got all the tattoos, got different hair. He's even wearing the glasses like he's in witness protection program. He's like, no, that's it. It must be 2 Gary Trent Juniors because that's not me. But yeah, it was a crazy overtime for him. And then do we want to talk about Halliburton's dad?
Yeah, of course. But wait, hold on. I want to just say the overtime. Yeah, like the Pacers, this was a game. Well, it was the weird NBA. I feel like they do this once a year where they throw in this game. It started at 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Eastern. So it's like one of those games. If you're not a fan of one of these teams or like super clued in, you could easily just like be like, oh shit, this game's in the first quarter already. And the Pacers were getting killed for the first quarter and a half. I think they were down 11-0, like before you could even blink. And they fought all the way back. The Pacers are so much fun to watch. They just have guys that make big shots. And Tyrese Halliburton and Gary Trent Jr. did like a Freaky Friday in overtime where Tyrese Halliburton hit his first 3, and then he's like, all right, it's Tyrese Halliburton time. And he started bricking threes while Gary Trent Jr. hit everything. And then Gary Trent Jr. just couldn't hold on to the ball, turned it over twice. And then Tyrese Halliburton came back and was like, I'm just going to drive to the rim, including the game winner on Giannis. And it was a pretty sad way for Giannis to go out.
It was sad. It was a great play by Halliburton, though.
Oh,
it was a great move, and all the credit in the world to him. And then after the game, when they asked Giannis, they asked him a bunch of questions, and he did a good job, I think, at the podium. But they did ask him, like, is this the last time that you'll be wearing a Bucks uniform? And he answered it in a way that's like, I don't really want to talk about that, but it's pretty clear that this is probably the end of the road. And I heard people talking about Giannis to the Thunder. That might ruin the NBA. If Giannis goes to the Thunder next year,
they would have to trade players because the Bucks don't own any of their own picks for the foreseeable future. So they're in a weird situation where they can't really tank because, like, if they trade Giannis for picks, you have to hope that the other teams stink, but they have Giannis, so they're probably not going to stink. So the belief is they're only going to do a trade where they can get a couple players back. So the Thunder would have to trade some players, but yes, it would be scary to have the Thunder have Giannis.
Would the Thunder would they be able to trade picks that belonged originally to other teams?
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I think they would for sure.
They have a shitload of other teams' picks.
Yeah,
so it wouldn't just be like banking on nailing the 30th overall pick.
For sure. But I think they're going to want some players too. Like I feel like the Bucks are kind of stuck in a spot where it doesn't help for them to just be bad because they can't fully tank, you know?
Yeah. And I feel bad for Giannis, yes, but I'm also glad that he got his title, because if he didn't have the title, then wherever he ends up going, people would be like, oh, you couldn't get it done. You're ring chasing, have to join a super team. So it's good for everybody involved that he was able to do it kind of on his own in Milwaukee. Yeah,
I agree. I mean, that's like, if he didn't have a title, it would be a totally different story and feel different. But yeah, I feel like it's a foregone conclusion. He's gone. Maybe there's a shocker and he's like, I'm just going to be a one. Like, this is the fork in the road that if Giannis stays with the Bucks this summer, he's just going to be a Buck forever. Wouldn't you agree? Like, this is the perfect exit point for him, where I don't even think Bucks fans wouldn't even be like, oh man, I can't believe he's leaving us. Like, no, the team is not good. We don't own our picks, and Dame is out for a year. Yeah, he should go somewhere else. So it's like, it's almost perfectly set up for him to exit and not have hard feelings. And so if he does not exit, I feel like he's just going to be a Buck forever.
Nico, you have the opportunity of a lifetime to make everything okay. Yeah.
So after the game, it wouldn't be a Bucks Pacers series if there wasn't something crazy that happened after the game. Our good friend Pat Bev, obviously last year, the ending of that series, they've had weird things happen in the regular season as well. we had multiple skirmishes. Tyrese Halliburton's dad comes on the court, starts yelling at Giannis. Giannis then gives him maybe the most intimidating stare down of all time, where his head was like, Giannis's eyes were basically on the top of Tyrese Halliburton's dad's, like the top of his head. And I got to say something, PFT. I'm kind of bummed out that all sides like squashed it before we could even get mad.
Yeah, I wish Giannis wasn't so mature. I wish he didn't have so much perspective, because it would have been a very entertaining fight. And what Giannis did before the top of the head stare down was equally as intimidating, where he just stood there very calmly, just staring him in the eyes, figuring out what he wanted to do, figuring out what the next step was. And he's like, well, I could swing on him. I could walk away. No, I think I'm going to walk over to him and try to look down at his brain through the top of his skull.
Yeah, I'm going to eat him. I'm gonna eat Tyrese Halliburton's head. But it's not even Giannis, because Giannis I expected. Giannis is like one of the classiest guys. I don't know who dislikes Giannis. Like every answer he gives, other than the one time when he was like, it's not a disappointment, but like he's just he is one of those guys that it feels like he's genuine, and he also has really good perspective. Tyrese Halliburton kind of ruined it though, because he said afterwards, he was like, yeah, my dad is a fucking, like, he shouldn't have done that. And we got to talk to him, and I got to go apologize to Giannis. I was hoping that we'd have a little beef here, because I wanted to be like, hey, Tyrese Halliburton, your dad's a fucking piece of shit. He shouldn't have been on the court. But I can't even do that, because every side was like, it was a fair, like, Giannis basically accepted an apology, and Tyrese Halliburton admitted that they were 100% in the wrong.
Okay, so this might sound confusing and contradictory, but Tyrese Halliburton is correct. His dad was in the wrong. However, I would have liked for Tyrese Halliburton to have his dad's back.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I wanted to get mad at Tyrese Halliburton for saying like, no, my dad's allowed to be there. They just robbed us of false anger, which is really all we want as sports fans, is like, we just want to be angry about something.
But like not having your dad's back when he's got the biggest stage ever, that's worse than forgetting his birthday.
Can I say something too about Tyrese Halliburton's dad? He's a ref. Kind of crazy.
That's kind
of crazy. You got to you might have to strip him of his stripes.
Yeah, he's egomaniac. That's all refs.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, Hank. But then we had also Giannis versus Mathurin, which was a hilarious clip, because they started hugging and then something was said and they just ended up shoving. And then everyone got into it. And then the best clip of the whole exchange, everything that happened, was while everyone's fighting and there's all this chaos, Brooke Lopez dapping up Boomer, the Pacers mascot. Just ultimate respect. I don't know if you saw that clip. It was so funny. It was just nuts. Game. Everything's happening and he's just like, yeah, you know what? Good fucking series, Boomer. You laid it all out there. I love Brooke Lopez. Yeah,
just two competitors that put it all on the line, showing mutual respect. Hockey would never. They would never end a series like that with a handshake.
No. But it was, I mean, the Pacers are good. I don't know if they can beat the Cavs. I think the Cavs are probably going to beat them, but I think the Pacers are going to give them a hell of a series because they just have so many dudes that can make shots. They just take good shots too. It feels like they pass the ball well. They play up tempo. Halliburton is kind of taking that like next little step. And what are your thoughts on Halliburton? Because I feel like there's a lot of people that really hate him, and I want to, but I also think he might just be like a very well-adjusted dude who's happy all the time, and that bothers people.
Yeah, listen, he's a little bit corny, but as a guy who's also a little bit corny, like I think I'm allowed to say that about him. He's also like supremely talented. There's no doubt about that. But you get the feeling just looking at him that you could talk shit and not get your ass kicked by him. And so that's why I think people they take a lot of liberty with that.
That makes sense because
I players in the league voted him most overrated too. That's what I try and figure out. Like what do other players in the league think about him is so overrated?
Well, I think it's because he's goofy. Well, he also passes the ball a lot. He gets a lot of assists. I feel like the goofiness. I don't know. You need a goofy guy every now and then. Like my initial inclination is like, I don't think I like this guy, and then the more I see him, I'm like, why do I not like this guy? He's kind of just having fun out there.
He's fucking not winning though. If he was like winning, winning more, people would hate him. But it's like, wins the first round, then
he's not a threat.
Yeah.
Got it.
It is true that if he was an NBA champion, everybody would absolutely hate his guts.
Yeah. Yeah. I was impressed with it. I wish the Pacers would stop wearing the Miami Heat jerseys. I'll stick on that take. We had so many alternate jerseys tonight. But yeah, the Gary Trent Jr. that's how I feel like that's how Giannis can like exit stage left from Milwaukee, just being like, did you see Gary Trent Jr.? And what's going to happen with Doc? Is Doc going to just keep getting another job?
That and also I feel like the Kyle Kuzma trade is should have been like that's enough. That's enough to be like I'm out. Like that that is one of the worst trades of all time.
Yeah. And
Doc,
Dame getting hurt.
Also, let's give credit to Doc Rivers though. He had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter.
He did. He had a 7-point lead with 6 seconds left. That was such an insane ending comeback.
I legit walked out of the room and came back. I was like, what the fuck happened?
It was crazy. I mean, it was just
after the fourth 3-pointer, I was like, ball game.
Yeah, Gary Trent Jr. couldn't miss for that 90 seconds. He was insane. And it was Halliburton having those 2 drives and Nembhard hitting like way downtown 3. It was crazy. The Pacers didn't give up. They felt like they were dead multiple times in this game. And that's the only part that if you're a Bucks fan, I mean, obviously the whole Giannis thing bums you out, and the way you lost this game bums you out. But it would have been nice if Giannis could have finished his Bucks career win or lose with one last home game. You know?
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to see Giannis at the podium, though. Another All-Star speech by him.
Yeah,
he's so good at those end of the year wrap up things. But yes, it was nice that the Pacers came back. They showed a lot of grit, determination. They got some good players. They play an entertaining style of basketball, but they're not taking more than one game off the Celtics. The Caesar.
They're playing the Cavs next. So
when they get to the Celtics,
they might not
take.
So you have them beating the Cavs, or you have them.
I'm saying if they were to play the Celtics, no team out of the East.
Do you think they're going to beat the Cavs? Because that's the only way they could play the Celtics.
I do not. And truth be told, I forgot that they weren't playing the Celtics the next round. I was just trying to fuck with Hank.
You got blinded by it for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Cavs in 6. Cavs are really good.
I
respect the hell out of the Cavs.
Yeah, I'm going to say Cavs in 4.
In 4?
Yeah, this Cavs team is fucking legit.
Oh, here he goes.
I think Cavs in 5.
Do you want to do the eliminated teams real quick? The Cavs beat the Heat by 1 billion. That was crazy. I mean, like I know that it's
just get rid of the playing game. Both of the teams that played 2 playing games. Joke.
Yeah, listen, I hate the playing game. Would the Hawks have fared better against the Cavs? No. They're just not. The 7th and 8th seed, like the 8th seed was just gonna be bad, you know?
Yeah,
like
but this was exceptionally bad. As far as NBA playoff series go, it was a 122-point series win. When you add that's the most lopsided series of all time in the history of the NBA playoffs.
We also had since 2000 when they've been tracking it. It was the largest double up of a home playoff team when the Cavs were up 96-48. So there's a double up score. Yeah, the other two. Wow. The other two were the Cavs Celtics 2017 88-44 and the Bucks 88-44 in 2015. But that's a 96-48 double up. That game was never even, it was just nothing. It was just the Heat were just so ready to go and get out of there. They had one game where I feel like they gave the Cavs a good fight, and then everything else was just blah.
Yeah, it was pretty ugly. Double win for Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. Heat culture might be dead.
It might have just been Jimmy.
It might have been Jimmy. But yeah, the Cavs are really fucking good. I can't wait for the Cavs to start playing some real playoff games because this wasn't it's kind of like the Thunder. Both 1 seeds, that was just basically a practice that they had to go through in the first round because they're just so much better than the 8 seeds. Hank, your Celtics have advanced. You feel good about it?
I felt great about it. First win all series, I felt easy. The Magic put up a good fight. They got some very, very good. Well, they have 2 really, really good players. The rest of their team is garbage, but still impressive from them. But I'm excited to get going with the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah,
that was classy of you, Hank.
Very classy.
They got two good players. The rest of them suck. It was impressive how well they were able to play with such a shitty team.
That's not.
That's what you said.
Everything you said was right.
No, that's not like that is a compliment. Like that's like they played hard with bad players. Two really good players and a bunch of like plumbers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this game just proves like Hank's point because it was a 53-53 game and Paolo got his fifth foul and had to go out. And then it was an 83-62 game.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, yep, that's it. It's over. So that's just what happened. Like you can't have Paolo go out for I think it was like 9.5 minutes. The Magic are terrible without him on the floor.
Yeah, you just need him to dominate every single game that he plays, and you might have a chance to take a couple.
Yeah. Tatum looked good, Hank.
Tatum looked really good. Everyone looked good. Some of the side guys that were struggling early in their series with threes, Hauser and Porzingis, they played well.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So going to the next series because you get to rest now. Knicks Pistons gets to go to game 6, and the Pistons, the Pistons have kind of dominated the Knicks in this series. Like they could have won game 1. They got screwed in game.
They choked game 1 and they got screwed. They basically won
in game 4.
Yeah,
and this game was. I mean, Cade Cunningham is so good. Azur Thompson was. Did you see he had 22 points. He had 7 dunks. He was just at the perfect place for the entire game, and he just kept on dunking. And then Tobias Harris is good. Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris is a stud.
It's crazy. It's crazy, Max. Tobias Harris is good.
Tobias Harris is a pussy.
He's good.
The amount of people that are pussies that can't play in Philadelphia is disgusting.
I wonder why. After you say that,
last year, weren't you celebrating? Were you saying like the biggest like bonus about losing in the playoffs was that you no longer have to pay Tobias Harris?
He sucked for his entirety of his time in Philadelphia.
No,
never once did he show up for the Sixers. Don't give me that face, Hank. Like you know anything about what I'm talking about. He was horrendous. And the fact that he just joined the lowly fucking Pistons and now all of a sudden he's good at whatever.
Pistons they're in the playoffs, Max.
Correct. But
they're playing well. Like this is a
Detroit.
This is a young team that just went to Madison Square Garden and won an elimination game with their back against the wall. Like, how can you not be impressed with what the Pistons have done this series and this season?
When I say low, I mean like the pressure. It's a lowly pressure city.
What?
I don't fucking know.
Okay. But yeah, the Pistons.
5-year, $180 million contract is so funny.
For who?
That was his 76ers contract.
Tobias Harris?
Yeah.
He got another big contract in Detroit.
Wasn't he
Yeah,
like
you can see why.
Wasn't he the next LeBron by someone? Didn't someone say he was the next LeBron?
Oh, I need to find that take.
I'm pretty sure someone, like when he was in high school, someone was like, dude, this guy he's the next LeBron.
Baby Brown?
Can you find it for me?
I'm trying to.
See it? I might have made that up. But it's kind of he's a perfect guy to be dubbed the next LeBron when he was like 17 years old. Tobias Harris. But yeah, the Pistons are good. Like they could be easily up 3-2 in this series. The TNT graphic wants the Knicks to win so bad they put 4-1 after the game. The Knicks won the series. It was crazy.
I found
you
it
did?
too.
You did? Read it to me. I was right.
You'll never guess in a million years who said it.
Oh,
No.
Was it Stephen A?
They were at the Beer Olympics.
They were at the beer.
Yeah.
This person was at the Beer Olympics. And so are they involved in basketball?
And they were a recurring guest of the show.
They suck at rock,
We
paper,
talked about
scissors.
it the other day.
JJ?
Who was it?
Waka Flocka Flame.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, because isn't Tobias Harris from Long Island?
Is Waka Flocka Flame?
I think we played him.
Yeah, we used to play him in high school.
Holy shit.
They would
Where's
just beat
Waka
the
from?
shit out of everybody. His two brothers were on
Waka
the team.
Flocka's from
Yeah,
Atlanta.
5'8" kid
That's
who
what I
kicked
thought.
out. It's crazy.
And he said that Tobias Harris was the next LeBron.
It was in a tweet. Yeah.
In
I love
2010.
All right, so my memory is correct. It's not a full take, but it is hilarious that someone at one point was like next LeBron Tobias Harris. Yeah,
He was right.
Cade Cunningham he's a star. This is I love the playoffs because you get guys like getting to that next level, that elevating their level, and Cade Cunningham this is his first playoffs, has completely elevated his next level. The big story though from this game, and I don't know if you guys which side you're on because I guess you could make an argument one way or the other. Thibs.
Yep.
At the end of the game, Josh Hart gets hurt. He had to go to the locker room. Jalen Brunson turns his ankle. He had to come out. Thibs, the game is 97-95 when Brunson goes out with 2:57 left. They get to the scorer's table with like 2 and some change left. And I think they were down 4 at the time. And Thibs has 1 timeout left. And he sits there and he waits for a stoppage in play for 1.5 minutes. And Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart are not on the court. And he finally calls his last timeout with 27 seconds left and gets them back in the game. And the Knicks are down 6. I don't know what the fuck that was.
You got to make up your mind. Do you want Thibs to play his starters too much and tire him out, or is it okay if you rest him for a little bit? Thibs counts the 2 minutes standing at the scorer's table as part of your break. It was like, yeah, you'll be rested when you get back in there. It was very strange. If you're Thibs, you have to know when you send them to go in, you have to know how long you're willing to wait out before you call that timeout. I think if you had asked him that before he sent them to go check in, his answer would not have been until 27 seconds left of the game.
Right. And it was just wild to watch because the camera just kept on panning to Brunson and Hart standing there watching, waiting for a stoppage in play. And I think it's crazy. I think it was stupid by Thibs. What's that noise?
I don't know.
I think it was crazy, stupid by Thibs. Is something in the office, it sounds like. Is there something in the office, Max?
Yeah, I'll just mute this.
Did they? Barstool After Dark. Did they hit it?
Barstool After Dark.
Did they just hit it?
They must have.
There's no. I don't think so.
Pull it up, Hank.
Noise.
Pull it up, Hank, and see if they hit it. Max is gonna go look. So I think Thibs is an idiot. He should have called the timeout. He did get kind of screwed by like a weird set of circumstances that the Knicks were in the bonus, or I think the Pistons were in the bonus. So he couldn't foul. He had to burn a timeout with Josh Hart getting hurt, which is kind of stupid when a guy's on the floor that you have to burn a timeout. And you kind of want to save your timeout if you get in a situation where you have to advance the ball to half court late in the game. But still, you have to fucking get those guys in the game. You can't let a 1.5 minutes go by with both those guys standing and watching at the scorer's table.
He also got screwed by the court too. Jalen Brunson when he hurt his leg. I don't know. I'm not an MSG expert. That's probably memes. Or actually, Max, you guys are both, I guess, different kinds of MSG experts. But memes for Madison Square Garden, the court that they have there. Sorry, Max. The court. I've always heard people say it's like a trampoline. Like it's known that it's a little bit more bendy than other courts. Is that just because of the hockey arena underneath the ice underneath, or what's going on?
It's possible. He just seems to hurt that right leg every single game.
Does he need to wear high tops?
I think he might. It's just every single game. It just.
The court.
Did you see
collapsed.
the replay?
Yeah, well, it was like remember Armando Bacot in the Final Four when like the floor panel just like gave out on him.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
It was crazy.
You could see it bend all around. And when I say, I don't mean it's like actually like a trampoline during games, but I've heard people say that it's got more bounce to it than other courts do.
Yeah.
How's that possible?
Memes?
I don't know.
Should we go to our other MSG expert?
Thanks,
Max?
Hank's still trying to figure out that joke.
I know his eyes were darting back and forth.
It's MSG's in Chinese food. It's the. You don't know what MSG is?
Frank puts it on everything.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a sauce.
No, it's like a artificial like flavor
enhancer.
Yeah. And Max
loves it. Really good joke, PFD. You have to explain it 10 minutes later.
Well, to Hank.
Still have to explain it.
Oh, that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good
segment. Explain it to Hank.
Pretty good counterpoint. Yeah, I don't know if this is an old man take, but when I saw Brunson's ankle do that, I was like, dude, fucking get some high tops on and lace those things tight.
I've actually heard that high tops make you more likely to sprain your ankle if
That
you wear
just-
them.
that-
If you wear them all the time, because if you don't wear high tops, then all the muscles in your lower leg, the small ones, get stronger and they provide more support.
You
So
just
it's actually-
sound like you've been paid off by low cut shoes.
No, I looked this up a couple years ago. There's a study that was done on it to see the incidence of ankle injuries.
Yeah.
Those are definitely the people that just walk around barefoot all the time.
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think any guys really wear high tops, so I understand it. It's probably also harder to cut and move laterally in high tops for a guy like Jalen Brunson. So, but I still was like, man, get some high tops on, bro.
Yeah.
Lace those things up. But yeah, I don't know what Thibs was doing. This series has been fun. Maybe not the best basketball, but it's been fun, and I'm excited to watch Game 6. And I think the Pistons are like, they're in the gravy like portion of being in the playoffs where, yes, obviously they very much want to win this series, but like it's a young team building and all of these games are big for their future.
Hank, who would you rather play?
Good question.
Thank you. Oh, you're muted.
You're muted, Hank.
Shit. I said it doesn't matter. I'd rather play the Knicks just because I want to crush their souls, but it doesn't matter. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Wouldn't that
there
be
one-
wild, though, if Tobias Harris beat you?
Yeah, I mean that something drastic, maybe like MSG's floor broke Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, and Derek White's knees, but I'm not
That
worried
was
about
crazy to throw that out there. Okay.
That would be wild, yeah.
Yeah. All right. You guys want to quickly talk about tonight's game? The Nuggets were insane from three. Like I feel like Jamal Murray hit 100 threes. I don't know if that's an actual stat. But there was that stretch in the third quarter where they basically were after game 4, was it? No, yeah, game 4, when they gave up the 22-point lead, even though they ended up winning. I feel like they, coming into halftime in game 5, they're like, we're not going to let this happen again. We're going to keep the pedal to the metal because they were so hot from 3. They ended up 51%, almost 52% from 3, and Jamal Murray hit 8 of them. You just can't beat a team who is shooting like they shot on a night like tonight.
And now when you've got good Russ either.
Yeah.
Good Russ came out big time, and he was feeling himself. He was cussing out the crowd. He was doing a lot of shit tonight, and making a lot of big shots. Also, Christian Brown has become a very, very solid player.
Yeah.
He's like, I think you need a young guy like that with a team that's been good for a few years. Get a new young guy in that's just faster than everybody, and let him give you a little bit of energy and stretch the floor. But he's been fun to watch.
Yeah, he was all over the boards, and yeah, I mean, Jamal Murray ended up with 43. Like that's what you just need from Jamal Murray. Like I know 43, you don't need 43 from him, but Jamal Murray is a guy who has that in him. It's not like a Gary Trent doing it twice in a series. You're like, holy shit, how'd this happen? Jamal Murray can be that guy, and if you just get that, the Nuggets are really, really scary.
Yeah, I would say if, like, obviously Jokic is going to get what he's going to get, and it's rare that he'll have an off night. But if he plays up to like his standard, then if you can get a good solid night, like a really good night from either Porter or Murray, then I think the Nuggets are going to win like 95% of those games.
Yeah, I'd
It's
agree.
just a matter of having one of those guys get hot.
I think this will go 7. I want it to go 7. I think it's going to go 7. Thursday night will be fun, though, because we get both game 6s. And then we should talk about Monday night, the Warriors-Rockets. Pretty much exactly how I expected this to go, in the fact that the Rockets have had a really good season, are a good team. They're just too young for these moments. And we had it all, because it wasn't even Steph. Steph didn't have to didn't have to be Steph. Jimmy Butler was back, played really, really well. Told Dylan Brooks to his face, "You a bum and a bitch, and you weak," which was a very funny clip, because the ref came over and said, "Are you talking to me?" Ready to tee him up. He's like, "No, I'm talking to Dylan Brooks." And the ref was like, "Oh, okay, no problem. You're right. Like, carry on." And then Jimmy Butler like abused Dylan Brooks and got in Dylan Brooks with the foul that basically decided the game. But the story of the game, Draymond Green just had the most Draymond Green game possible because
incredible.
He had 6 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 fouls, a flagrant, and a tech. So he had 5 fouls, a flagrant, and a tech. He basically, and then he had a game high set plus 17, and he was playing like great defense down the stretch because I don't think that like Draymond Green has to get to the edge. He was all out of, he couldn't do anything else. He could not have any other whistle go against him when you have 5 fouls, a tech, and a flagrant. And he was right on the edge. And he's like, all right, now I'm going to play great defense.
You know, it's going to be a very dangerous night when Draymond hits his first 2 shots of the game and they're both threes.
Yeah.
Because at that point, he's like, my work here is done. Like, I've contributed on offense. Now it's time for me to really impact the game in every single possible way that I know how. And yeah, they hit him with the technical. And then for the kick to the head, the refs gathered around. They looked at it. There was also an attempted kick to the nutsack that they kind of just poo-pooed away. They looked at the review and they said, okay, we can't give him another technical because we can't kick him out. But we can say flagrant and he's allowed to keep playing. And I think everybody thought that Draymond was going to get kicked out at that point, including Draymond. He was sitting on the bench like, oh, fuck. And it was funny because he knew that he couldn't do it. He knew that he had to like try to tone it back once he got teed up. And so you could see him actively trying to like talk himself out of getting technicals.
Yeah.
And then you get him on the ground and all that goes out the window and he's like, I got to start kicking somebody.
Yeah. He basically played the rest of the game with 2 strikes. Like he was choking up on the bat. It's like I gotta foul some things off. I gotta make sure that I don't make it out here. It was crazy.
And great defense.
You can't get more than five fouls, a tech, and a flagrant.
And great defense at the end.
Yeah,
shutting that down.
On Şengün.
It was pretty incredible.
And by the way, underrated. Like the YouTube puts up the final like 6 minutes of every game, which is pretty sick. If you ever miss any of these games that we're talking about, Jimmy Butler's rebound on Şengün's miss with like 4 seconds left was insane. He just skied over everyone to get that rebound. And I mean, he's just, I thought he was going to be injured for a long time. And he scored 27 points in that rebound. Like I'm going to say right now, rebound of the first round.
Oh, I like that.
Yep.
So you're saying that Jimmy Butler has beaten the unathletic allegations?
Yes, that was my rebound of the first round.
Okay.
Because the Rockets are so much bigger than the Warriors, and if Şengün misses one like that, you're hoping like he shot with 5 seconds of the shot clock because you're like, we'll hopefully get an offensive rebound, be able to win the game that way, and he just skied over everyone. Rebound of the first round.
Are you now? Is the Aaron Gordon buzzer beater? Is that technically a rebound?
No, I'm counting that as a pass because I love Jokic so much, even though he said it wasn't.
It was definitely an assist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Playoff Jimmy's back. And did you hear what Playoff Jimmy said about Playoff Jimmy?
No.
So this is very confusing, but try to follow me on this one. He initially denied that Playoff Jimmy exists.
Oh.
So he said, "Man, I think it's a facade that people have created over the years. Playoff Jimmy. I know what I'm capable of. I can tell you that." And now just wait, because after saying it's a facade that people have created that doesn't exist, he then goes on to say, I don't really just take it up a notch. I might have the ball a little bit more. I might be a tad more aggressive looking to score, but you're talking about somebody that's going to do anything to fucking win. That's a motherfucker right there. The person they deemed as Playoff Jimmy, he'll die out there. He really will. It's scary. He really will die out there. So he started off by saying, no, that's just something you guys talk about. And then he thought about it. He was like, yeah, no, he's different. Playoff Jimmy's a different guy. I can't be responsible for anything he does. But yeah, he's man, the Warriors, I think, what are they, like 20, I want to say 26-9 or something since they got Jimmy Butler?
Yeah.
27-9.
They've been
27-9. And I think most of the losses they have are either without playing Steph Curry and then to a couple really, really good teams. But the Warriors they're not the team that started the season. They are one of the best teams in the NBA right now.
And you have to be sick if you're the Rockets because this was a very winnable game because you had Fred VanVleet go off. Şengün was awesome. This is, though, my point going into the playoffs, like the young team, Jalen Green, like that's your second leading scorer, and he was a no-show. And that's just what he's been this year. He's either been incredible or a no-show, and it's like that consistency and being able to win games when maybe your best player or second best player is not shooting well, but he just they're just a young team that's going up against the wily old vets. And Dylan Brooks, the minute that Jimmy Butler said that you bitch, you weak, you a bum, I was like, he's got him right where he wants him. That's exactly what he wants.
And with Jalen Green, I thought it was either Shaq or Chuck that said it after the game, but they made a pretty good point, which is that he was only 3 for 8, which it's not terrible. It's not a good game. It's not terrible. But one of them said, like, you don't even know if you're having a cold night if you only shoot the ball 8 times. Right.
And you got to be, for the Rockets to be like a real contender, he has to be shooting the ball more and scoring more. Like, that's just a fact. You can't rely on Fred VanVleet to go 8 for 12 from 3. So to have him do that and then lose that game, that's brutal.
Yeah. And when you didn't have a good Steph Curry.
Yeah, right. So
we didn't get a blowjob night from Steph Curry.
No, we had the J-Butt Podzemski and Draymond Green playing at the edge all night.
Did you hear Bill Simmons say that?
Yeah.
That a Steph Curry game is like getting head?
I think he said it's like hating on blowjobs. Who does that?
No one.
I mean, you got to clarify, because I don't like to give blowjobs.
That's true. There's two sides of that coin.
Yeah,
I would say a Draymond night is more like anal sex. It's like fun maybe sometimes, but it's also a little dangerous and someone's going to get sore.
A Draymond night is like BDSM.
Yeah,
like one of those dudes that like goes to a sex dungeon and has a chick step on his balls with high heels for 4 hours, and then he comes.
It could be fun if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah,
I'm not saying like all the time. Judging. Yeah,
we're sex positive podcast. Yeah, I needed Russillo though to like chime in that moment and just be like, "You got a big oral fixation, Bill," or something like that. Just reverse it. You got to say getting blowjobs. But he is right. Hating on Steph Curry, like, I love Steph. I don't know anyone who doesn't.
Well, I would never hate on somebody that liked to give blowjobs.
I always hate the dude. There's always some dude who's like, I don't even like getting blowjobs. Like, fuck you, dude. What are you talking about? You're a piece of shit.
That could be a good strategy, though. If you're like younger, I'd say in your early 20s or so, and you tell a chick, you're like, yeah, I don't know, blowjob, just never do it for me. And then in the back of their head, they're like, well, the way I do it.
Yeah. Tommy Smokes, I think, says that. I think he says he doesn't like getting blowjobs. Like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, what are you talking about? You're just trying to be different? Like, come on. Don't do that. All right, should we talk hockey? Yeah, we got to talk hockey. By the way, did you guys see? We're not in studio, so we can't play the video. But put a note in it for take of the year, or takeys. Did you guys see Rich Eisen almost cry about the Shedeur prank call?
I did not see that. No,
it was quite something. And we like Rich, but he was almost in tears.
Now, was he crying for the future of our youth?
He was crying about the whole incident. Like, if you took out the context of it being a prank call, you could definitely convince me he was talking about like a horrific like tragedy somewhere.
Okay. I'm going to have to look this up. I'm going to have to watch it.
He's going to have to be in the takies because it was something.
Apparently Connerly, the guy that the Commanders drafted, he got prank called too. And there was another guy that got prank called after he got drafted, and they told him that you're getting traded.
Oh.
So this is like, now we're up to like 6 guys that these dudes prank called?
Yeah. A lot of prank calls. Are prank calls back?
Boys? Yeah, the Jerky Boys are back, baby.
Jerky Boys were the best. I remember having those CDs. It's fucking awesome. Was it Jerky Boys? What was the was that Toll Booth Willie? No, that was Sandler.
That was Sandler.
Sandler did some
the GOAT.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Jerky Boys did Terrorist Pizza. That was their big hit.
Jerky Boys are so funny. All right, let's talk some hockey. PFT, I don't know why you guys didn't play tonight.
I'm pissed off about that. I really wanted to.
But we've got we got eliminations. Devils are out, which I think we're going to get to that moment later in the podcast where Max was like, no, the Devils are still in. And we're like, no, dude, they're probably out. But it was a crazy game because it was an overtime game, 5-4, double overtime game.
Mm-hmm.
The hockey playoffs have been incredible. And by the way, I know we've been promising, but we have confirmed Ryan Whitney will be on the show on Monday's show. So we're going to recap all of round 1 and preview round 2. But they have been every single night. Like the Lightning Panthers series
Incredible.
with the hits and everything that's going on. Ekblad's elbow, we went from, I think Hagel took out Barkov, and then Ekblad took out Hagel, and now Ekblad's out. They're just getting each other's out with injuries and suspensions.
It was a gnarly elbow too. The Panthers they were playing a little chippy the other night. They were boarding. They were just ramming guys' heads into the walls. They're a physical team. I do not want to play the Panthers in the playoffs, but I have a confession to make. I tweeted this out because there's a couple people that have been tweeting at me a lot in the last couple of days. I kept something from you in my recap about my visit to Montreal. So
you went to Super Sex?
I did not go to Super Sex. Remember, it shut down.
Shit. Yeah, allegedly.
I did leave the game early.
Oh, I saw. You know what?
Left
PFT.
Early. But
I got sent a video.
Yep.
And I did not retweet it because I was like, fuck it. He might just be taking a shit. And I'm also defending. I'm not going to put my boy out there. I'm going to defend him. But I did see a video of someone on the opposite side.
Yep.
They had your seats like pegged and they're like, where are they? Where are they?
So just too loud. You couldn't handle it.
I was not taking a shit.
Yeah.
I was at the game. I was in my seat for almost all of the game. And then in the third period, Oldie and I were sitting there. We're depressed. Caps are losing. Boys are no longer buzzing. And there's about 3 minutes left in the game. We're down 2 goals.
A lot of time left.
We just got a penalty against us, though. So we're about to go man down. Down 2 with about
So when they needed
3
men
minutes
the
left.
most.
You were like Super Sex.
fled.
Hit the Super Sex button.
I turned into a boy, is what I did. And listen, I feel like in that situation, you're not going to come back if you're down 2 goals and you also have 2 minutes where you're down a man, right?
It's the NHL playoffs, man.
Anything
can happen.
It was
Anything
bad.
can happen.
It was bad. And I also gave a lot of bulletin board material when I just glazed Montreal. I just sucked their building's dick for about 5 minutes on part of my take. And I just have a feeling that if it goes back there's going to be a lot of that thrown in my face.
Yeah.
So I'll have to deal with it when it comes to me. But yeah, I wanted to let you guys know that I did regrettably leave the game about 2.5 minutes early. May or may not, because I wanted to go Super Sex.
I think that's okay. You were down. Well, you were down 2?
Down 2 and a man down.
And a man down. Yeah, that game was over.
I wasn't going to leave until we got the
I'm a
penalty.
guy.
Yeah, that game was over. Got to beat the traffic. So, yeah, this Lightning Panthers game, though, that was one of the craziest games because we had 2 separate instances where the teams went 2 goals in 11 seconds. The Lightning did it in the second period.
Mm-hmm.
They went up 2-1. It felt like they were going to win the game. And Ekblad, who, by the way, he got suspended 2 games for his forearm. He did not get a penalty in the real time because the refs just missed it.
Which is crazy because it was the most blatant forearm that I've ever seen.
I texted Whitney and I asked him, I was like, what is this? Like, is it this is just hockey or they just missed? He said the refs were just out of position and they just missed it. Like they just didn't see it. So and then Ekblad scores the goal to tie it 2-2. Then 11 seconds later, Seth Jones and the Lightning are now. It was like the Lightning were about to be 2-2 in the series, and now it's 3-1 Panthers. That game was so awesome, though.
Yeah, and this series does have a lot of bad blood in it, which is great. So I can't wait to watch the rest.
Yeah, it's very funny to look at like I said, Hagel injured Barkov, got suspended for game 4, then came back, got injured by Ekblad, then Ekblad got suspended for the next 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
They're just passing the torch of it.
It's great.
It's playoff hockey, baby. We also had the Stars absolutely shit pumped the Avalanche, which was it was crazy because they scored. I don't know. It was like a minute into the game, and then 3 minutes into the game, the announcers were like, "This is actually the longest." They've doubled up how long they've had a lead in this series because the Stars up until that point had 2 overtime wins. So they weren't leading any of the, like they had been leading for like a minute and a half the entire series. And then they absolutely the one cool thing about hockey playoffs is sometimes you can turn on a game and this has kind of happened to you in Game 3 in Montreal. The arena feels so loud and crazy, and the team has such a jump that you're like, there's just no chance they're losing tonight.
Yeah, you just know. You can feel it.
Right.
And the entire West, these playoffs have been incredible. So I think on Monday before the games, wasn't every series was 2-2?
Yeah. And
This
every
is
series in the East was 3-1.
Yeah, it's been great. I really can't wait to talk to Whitney about it because I know that he's able to watch the games and actually pick up on what's happening out there. I have a kind of an understanding, but it's typically limited to when I think the announcer's wrong, then I just bury that point deep in my head.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, now I've got a handle on it.
Did you guys also see, which I loved, Messier? Messier was like, I think he was getting on his high horse about Ekblad's elbow and was like, that's crazy dangerous, all this stuff, like to the head. And then the ESPN producers just got a 1 minute highlight reel of him doing the exact same thing to like a million different guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great. I love it when that happens. Biz from time to time has been known to wander into a similar situation, but it's like when Rodney Harrison's on Sunday Night Football talked about how like James Harrison is a disgrace to the league.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oilers finally beat the harmonica band.
Yeah, that's tough. I'm glad that they brought him back, and I love that the crowd sings along too. They should hand out harmonicas. Like the whole crowd should, if you know how to play, join in.
Yeah, that series has been nuts too because it feels like the Oilers have been dead 17 different times, and they're now up 3-2 in this series. And we should have mentioned we are now officially on. Is this going to be the Leafs? Like, this would be very funny. They lose to the Senators. Weren't really in that game. You got to start getting nervous. It's 3-2. You can't lose. I mean, Game 6 is back in Ottawa.
Yep.
If they get to a Game 7, oh my God.
Yeah, I think that if you were to ask Maple Leafs fans, yeah, you're up 3-1, but tonight was a must-win. Because of what you said. Game 6, Ottawa's going to be an insane environment. It's going to be super tough to win there. And then Game 7 is the biggest butthole pucker game of your life if you're a Leafs fan. It's like how much more sad can things get? This would do it. This would get more sad.
Yeah. And it wasn't like the Stars-Avs game. Like, they didn't get killed because I think it was 1-0 through the first two periods. But what happened is Omar got a shutout and was making some incredible saves, and then the Senators opened it up in the third period. You don't want to let a goalie get hot.
Well, in the first period, the Leafs had so many good chances.
Yeah, they did.
And that top line that the Leafs have, especially their power play unit, is insane with all the goal scorers that they have. They've got Tavares, they've got Nylander, they've got Austin Matthews, obviously. And I'm trying to remember who else. Oh, Mitch Marner.
Yep.
And they were getting great chances, and they just couldn't score. And it was like it was one of those games where it felt like the Leafs were the better team in the first period, but the fact that they didn't score made it seem like they were down like 4-0.
Right. And yeah, goalie gets hot. Oh boy. All right. Anything else before we kick it to ourselves? We got some good hot seat, cool throne. We're gonna defend our girl Jordon again, and then we got two great interviews. Hank, what do you got?
Yeah, just abolishing in studio broadcasters. Celtics had it tonight. The two guys were not in the Garden.
That's crazy for the playoffs.
They had like this. At first I thought the crowd was dead because of just the way they mixed the sound. Where it's like you could tell that the two guys commenting were in a quiet room. And they just had like the crowd volume on low, so it sounded like a dead arena. And I know it's been an issue with hockey. Like I've seen, I know Blutman's posted some of the TNT with the in studio announcers versus the Canadian feed with the announcers in arena, and it's like night and day. Like that just needs to not be a thing.
I have a question.
How much money it saves? It's good for golf. It's bad for real sports.
I have a question, Hank.
Yeah, PFT.
So the police officer that gets to sit behind the Celtics bench.
Yep.
How do you get that job as a cop?
It's got to be the best cop job.
Are you talking about the guy that looks like Feidelberg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's there all the time. How is that his job? How is that like on the day that you graduate from the police academy, they're handing out your beats and they're like, okay, yeah, you're going to be in Southie. You're going to be in Duxbury. You're going to be sitting in the second row behind the Celtics bench.
I feel like it's just seniority. You got to know a guy, and you do a favor for the right guy. Then all of a sudden you're behind the bench.
Are they doing cop activities while they're at the game? Because every time I see the guy, he's just watching like a fan.
I think it's like security details.
Yeah, it's like the cop at the end of
every
football game
walking
with
getting time and a half,
coach.
Probably. Yeah.
Good. Listen, I don't want to blow the guy's spot up. I don't want to make it seem like I'm accusing him of not working. It just seems like the best job that you could ever have.
Yeah, it's also like a universal thing. It's not like it's a Celtics specific person. But that guy does look like Feidelberg. He's in the Feidelverse.
Yeah. Yeah, remember Coach O's guy who was like 400 pounds of muscle?
Yeah.
And like 6'6"?
Now, is the Celtics cop, is that a different one from the right field Fenway Park cop?
Yes. I think that guy retired.
That's another great job.
Yeah, to be like sitting facing forward at a game is pretty sick. Yeah. Because like being security and having to stand under the basket and looking at the crowd would suck.
Mm-hmm.
But being able to face forward, that's a primo job right there.
Good gig.
That's a good gig. Missoula probably was like,
I'll find out. I can probably do some digging internally on how that guy got his
I bet
detail.
Missoula was like, if shit goes down, I don't want you helping me at all.
Let me fight my way out.
Like if you try to defend me, I will come after you.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want that shit. Okay, let's kick it to ourselves. We got two great interviews. Rose, Hot Seat Cool Throne, Max's White House trip, pretty fucking cool. We're gonna recap it all back in studio. Okay, let's do some Hot Seat Cool Throne. It is brought to you by our friends at Body Armor. This segment is brought to you by Body Armor Sports Drink. Body Armor is real hydration with electrolytes, coconut water, and no artificial dyes, flavors, or sweeteners, with your favorite flavors like strawberry banana and orange mango, but in a brand new look you're going to love. Look at this. Brand new look right on my desk. So it's time to rewrite your routine and get rid of the sports drink your grandparents drank. Get your Body Armor today at Walmart or a local grocery store near you. Body Armor, choose better. Henry, Hot Seat, Cool Throne.
My hot seat is love.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
There's just media reports. We talked on Sunday about
Jordon?
Belichick and Jordon.
Yeah, by the way,
about the book tour.
By the way, we were our fault. It's Jordon.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. I just like saying that.
Jordon.
It's
exotic.
And we also love and
we have her back.
We root for love
because we want Belichick on the show.
Right, and the fake news media and big tech are doing their best to just take down this beautiful couple by releasing reports that there's concerns within the UNC organization about this relationship and her involvement with the football program. There was reports that she stormed out of that same interview for 30 minutes, causing a delay. All reports. None of this has been verified. This is TMZ, the fakest of the fake news. But yeah, love is on the hot seat.
So
they're trying to tear down a beautiful couple.
It's the dynamic duo of TMZ and the New York Post reporting these things.
Disgusting.
I saw the headline in the New York Post. It said that the relationship, or at least Jordon, is a runaway train.
Right.
Runaway train. That's probably I would imagine.
What they said the relationship's a runaway.
They called her a runaway train, and I thought maybe that quote came from Belichick because maybe she's just got a caboose that won't quit.
Yeah,
ipso facto, runaway train.
Isn't that a song?
Runaway
train. It's a great song by Tom Petty.
Yeah. That's a great song. So actually, it's a compliment.
I guess.
I mean, Tom Petty's a legend. So to say that she is a Tom Petty song, that's a pretty good compliment.
And Jordon, and cool ass chick.
Yeah, and
it sucks to see people tearing her down like this.
Here's what I'll say in defense of Jordon. She's handling it very well.
Yeah, so she posted on Instagram a long email screenshot of Bill Belichick talking about the book and how the media is gonna only focus on him saying that he lost and not focusing on the 250 pages of him talking football.
That email, by the way, was definitely sent by Bill Belichick.
Bill
right?
Belichick,
He wrote that.
Yeah. And also it's very funny because like when you hype up a book, that's how it works. They take one excerpt that's like they don't really care about what your game plan was in the Super Bowl. They care about like you saying something salacious, and then they hype up the book that way. Does Jordon know how hype works?
I think she's hyping it right now.
She is hyping it, but they didn't want him to talk about the relationship, and she did storm out for 30 minutes.
Allegedly.
Per reports in Big Tech.
And also, what if she – all right, you know what? Because we are a Jordon podcast because we want Bill Belichick on PMT. What if she just had to take a shit?
Yeah.
30-minute shit.
Well,
What's the problem there?
I saw
you can't, what, girls can't shit? Again, misogyny is at play here.
I saw her Instagram post. My favorite part of it was that it used the soundtrack for the post of Taylor Swift.
Nice.
Look what you made me do.
There was also
Yeah.
two slide carousel posts. The first post was the screenshot of the email. The second post was a screenshot of a video from her camera roll that was 35 minutes.
Oh.
No other context.
Okay.
What was on it?
No other context.
No,
It's
in the 35-minute video.
Did you watch
it's
it?
a screen, like if you took if you looked at
Oh,
your
gotcha.
photos
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it had like, it was just like, there is a video that's 35 minutes on her phone, but the screenshot didn't show anything.
That is the most disturbing thing I've heard so far in this relationship, that she has a 35-minute video that she took on her phone.
Maybe it's the 35 minutes she was taking a shit.
Maybe. She seemed to be alluding to that.
Do you think she took a video of herself taking a shit?
Because that's what, look what you made me do.
I won't watch it.
I will not. I'll listen. I won't
35,
watch.
59. There's just two pairs of feet on the ground.
Feet?
Wait, what?
You said feet?
There's two.
The Tootsies?
Is this the shit? What is this video? What the hell? Again, she's handling it perfectly.
See, this,
not crashing out.
I'll say this. I'm going to follow her on Instagram right now.
You already follow.
I don't, but now I do.
Also, she is, again, not crashing out, just simply retweeting people that are defending Bill Belichick on Twitter.
Is she?
Yeah. Like this person replied to Florio, said, or maybe she didn't want her or their personal relationship to be part of the interview instead of on football. I think if they don't want to talk about, they shouldn't. And if anything, your article demonstrates why, trying to embellish and take things out of context. Retweet. Dennis Byers with an egg profile said the interview was supposed to be about his new book about his dad at Navy. They were wearing Navy for this reason. Retweet. Again, handling it well. I see a woman who cares about her man and doesn't want him to be screwed around by the media. This is from Texan Nightmare. She's probably not going to fuck you, bro. Nothing awkward about it. Imagine a private person wanting to keep their private life private. Shocking. She's not exactly a private person anymore.
Yeah, she is running comms for the UNC football program.
Right. And posting probably the most famous football coach on her Instagram all the time. Retweet, though.
Well, I'm looking at her Instagram post here. Riddle me this. How does one write a review about a book they haven't read?
Oh.
It sounds like she's going on a one-woman tirade against everybody in the media right now.
Actually, also, riddle me this. I have definitely done that. I think multiple times someone has asked me to write a review or give a blurb, and I'm like, cool, no problem. Did not read the book.
I've reviewed movies of books that I haven't read.
Yeah.
So, like, I can tell you that the Da Vinci Code sucked.
There you go.
I just saw the movie.
Great movie.
Either way,
not a
we're
fan.
Jordon show, and we have no ulterior motives outside of trying to get Bill Belichick on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been, it's clear that the keys to Bill Belichick are dangling off of Jordon's
And we just
very
love
expensive
love.
purse. And we love love. And we love people having to take 30-minute shit breaks. Hank?
Runaway train.
You do that all the time.
No.
Right when we're going to do Hot Seat Cool Throw, and you're like, I'm out of here.
One-way track. We did have one interview on this show. I don't know if you want to say the name or not. That had a similar where we interviewed a person and their manager, possible relationship there. Interjecting.
Not that person. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was someone else.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Doesn't this seem exactly
about that.
like that relationship?
Wait, who is it? We can bleep it.
He's really tall.
Very tall.
It was a long time ago.
With mixtape.
Oh, yeah. With Kareem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Kareem.
It gave me that
But
exact
that also
vibe.
is Kareem. Is credit to Kareem. he's one of those guys that has the reputation of being tough to deal with, and then he was. And I was like, you know what? Respect. Because you don't want it to be the reverse. You don't want someone to be like, hey, he's the friendliest guy. Like, it would break my heart if, like, Adam Sandler, when we interviewed him, was a dickhead. He was the nicest guy ever. Kareem, I knew going in, is like, he might not like us, and he did not.
I don't necessarily think that Kareem's even a jerk. I think he just is a private person. He doesn't like doing media, but he knows that he
He's
has
really good at basketball.
He knows he has to do it sometimes.
Like Jordon.
Who does it sound like?
Jordan.
Belichick.
Jordon.
It sounds
and
like Belichick, yeah.
And Jordon. Okay, so Jordon, keep doing you. Retweet. We got to get memes. Try to get retweeted by Jordon. Reply to Florio and or any account and just be like, and tag her and be like, can't a girl just have love and be private?
I feel like it's got to be like Shane.
Yeah, Shane.
Like-
have Shane. We'll have Shane do
Yeah.
it. All right, Shane's got to get reach. Are we getting our presents today, by the way?
We are getting our
Yep.
Fuck
Nice.
yes. Okay.
Everyone but me.
Okay. Well, you don't need a present from Italy. You just go to fucking
Yep.
Meatball Hut every day. All right. Cool throne?
My cool throne.
Where'd
is,
you just get trapped to? Did we lose you for a sec?
Well, I was pulling up. My cool throne is Alex Cooper. I just saw this before the show that Hulu's doing a 2-part documentary.
Mm-hmm. So is that part on her and
Call
part
her
on
Alex.
part on Sophia with an F?
I hope so. I feel like with the way things have gone with that, like there's not going to mention Sophia with an F somehow. I don't know.
Do you think that Ron and I will be in this documentary for the time that Sophia with an F and Alex Cooper told us we had small dicks?
Hopefully, I'm very excited to see how they.
She wasn't wrong, by the way.
I thought that
She
was
not
I
wrong.
thought that was a great episode.
Yeah.
But I got taken aback because I tweeted about it, and someone in the replies goes, quotations, Alex, so what are your thoughts on Henry Lockwood IV? I wish I was the fourth. I'm not. And then the answer was, well, Hank is a bit of a grumpy guy who doesn't really know ball and is scared of the Knicks, but also afraid to admit it. And that.
Wait, what was that? When did she tweet that?
No, this was someone in the replies just
Oh.
making up a fake
Oh.
question answer.
Got it.
And in this hypothetical, I'm a grumpy, guy who doesn't really know ball and is scared of the Knicks,
I don't
but
think you're
also afraid to admit it.
I don't think you're scared of the Knicks.
Thank you.
Everything else.
Hank, when I saw this news, I thought the same thing as you. 2 parts. We're doing 2. Why not 4?
Yeah.
Why not 5?
Why not 6?
Why not just a daily show?
There's nothing better than the documentary that could be like 2 episodes or 1 episode, and they stretch it to 3, and there's just that
4.
middle, the middle where it's just like, or 4.
It's just that third episode. That's
But
just
that
like
might have
about
gotten
the yak.
Yeah, it might have gotten sold before.
I mean, they should have an episode about the MILF Hunter.
They should.
Yeah, they should.
They won't.
What if Doug's got in there?
Or me, the hooligans.
We should do an Alex
Yeah, they
Cooper.
didn't talk to me about that.
We should do an Alex Cooper documentary from our perspective.
I respect how fucking rich she is.
Yeah,
I really do.
It's insane.
dude, she's killed it.
Nothing but respect
Yeah, it would be funny if we did one from our
/ jealousy.
perspective, and it was just like, so yeah, we saw her one day, and then a couple months went by,
She came out to field day that one time.
and we saw her again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, field day. I remember that because Sophia with an F and Alex Cooper wanted to get lunch, and field day was right by my neighborhood, and I walked back to my apartment with just me and the two of them, and we had nothing to talk about. Nothing.
I remember that episode where the two of them were talking about like the size of guys' dicks in the office.
Yeah.
And all I took away from it, because they mentioned me and they said, yeah, PFT's got a big dick. And I was like, this is a very awesome episode. I
Yeah.
love this episode. And then Big Cat and Roan came walking out and they were pissed off. And I was like,
Well,
why are you
no,
guys so angry? That was a great chat.
I mean, again, they got it right, so I wasn't.
They
Can't
did
really
not
do
get it
anything
right,
about it.
but
You
it was
can't-
cool to hear.
When someone says, hey, you got a small dick, I'm like, yep. What are you going to do? All right, that it?
Yeah.
Still get laid.
Yeah.
Cool.
The cool thing was actually the Giants.
Oh, no. Well, that's crazy because my hot seat was the Giants.
Oh.
I had the New York Giants on the hot seat because although they seem to have made some good moves in the draft, they took another step back yesterday because at the White House, our President Donald Trump was addressing the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know if you guys saw that the Eagles went to the White House yesterday, but he was talking about, he did like a full season recap of the Eagles going back to like week 1 and just gave basically a play-by-play of every cool play that happened that year. But he said in the offseason they picked up Saquon. He was on the Giants. He was a great player. I told the Giants, them, do not let this guy go. He's a great player. They didn't listen to me. They let Saquon go, and now he's with a great team. it just must have felt bad for I felt bad for Giants fans that had to listen to that.
Yeah.
And then the Giants they actually had to release a statement saying we did not, in fact, talk to President Trump prior to letting Saquon Barkley go.
Yeah, it was so Max, the completion of one of the best story arcs in Pardon My Take history. Jerry O'Connell calling us his Big Dom, pranking you getting so upset that you almost quit the show, leading to the real Big Dom texting me and you and being like, my paisans, this can't stand. We got to get Max to the White House. Turns out you went to the White House. Tell us how it was.
It was great. I mean, Big Dom hooked it up per usual. It was a buzzer beater. Like Sunday, right before the actual day happened, he hit we were in talks, but nothing was official until Sunday. I got the official invitation. It was mostly just like it was the team up doing the ceremony and everything, and then it was a bunch of like politicians and like their plus ones who are all Eagles fans that were like
and
in
Max
attendance.
Salente.
And then it was me. So it was like a bunch of Eagles fans that were like, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here? How did you end up getting in here?" And then luckily Big Dom hooked it up. It was cool. I mean, I've never obviously been that close to the White House.
It's pretty damn
so I
cool.
was in the South Lawn, saw the entire thing go down. Big Dom, he did it again. Big Dom's the best. I'm forever grateful for Big Dom, and it was the only way that story could have ended.
Dude, that picture of Big Dom where he's standing like above the whole team was so badass. He's just the man.
Trump, he was the first person that Trump shout out and brought to the stage.
Yeah, he brought Big Dom up there. He's like, "You're a big guy. You're great at your job." And Big Dom shook his hand and said, "My paisan."
Yeah. I mean,
that's just his. Let me. That's just like his meeting call, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Max, think about this. Like, so we watched the whole thing from here. Trump's whole speech was hilarious because he basically just did a play-by-play of the entire season. He was just like, and then Saquon jumped over two guys,
which played. It was all Eagles fans in the crowd, and they were like, "Yes, that was awesome.
Yeah,
that was awesome."
Yeah, he kept on going through the whole season. So, for you, it had to be a crazy moment to be like, I'm standing on the lawn of the White House while the president talks about my favorite team winning a Super Bowl. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, no, there's many times where this show has brought those sort of moments. That was definitely among the top. It was just like, I am so out of place here, but just happy to be there.
So you took a piss in the White House.
I took a piss outside of the White House.
Oh, did you get in the White House?
Wait, you took it in the Rose Garden?
No, there were.
Did you?
They had bathrooms set up.
At any point when you were on the White House lawn, were you thinking about Hamas?
No Hamas. There were a lot of photoshops of Hamas.
Okay.
I took the picture, and then the internet ran.
The internet ran.
I
with
saw a lot
Hamas.
of MAGA Max comments.
Yeah.
Make America Max again.
I'm down for that.
Mama.
Just Max. Just Max.
It's just Max.
Very cool. Do we give any credit to Jerry O'Connell?
No.
Okay.
Oh, you got to give credit. Max, that's bullshit.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's bullshit because Jerry O'Connell,
Fuck
without
Jerry
Jerry,
O'Connell.
that would not have happened.
Jerry created,
obviously that's the only reason it happened, and
he set the wheels in motion.
No.
he
Big
did.
Dom.
But I still don't like him, having this victory lap.
I think Big
he
Dom was
does.
going to invite you regardless. I don't think that Jerry had
I
anything
agree
to
with
do
that. I agree. Big Dom's my guy.
Yeah.
Big Dom was going to make sure that I got in there.
I saw him also defend vigorously the tush push.
Yeah, that had to make you feel
Donnie
good.
Trump defended
Yeah.
the tush push up there. He said it's a great play. It's a strong play. They shouldn't take it away.
and bring back the kickoff.
And then in an ultimate direct shot at our friend Sam Schwartzstein, Trump won't fucking stop taking like a direct sniper shot at Sam Schwartzstein for his kickoff rule. Like Sam has been watching TV, he's been watching football his whole life, he's been playing football. He came up with a play that he thought would be a benefit to the game. He's very proud that it's in the NFL, and now that it got there, the president of the United States keeps talking about what a shitty rule it is, and he just has to sit there dealing with it like, God damn it.
So funny.
It is very funny.
What have you thought though? All right, so you're not going to give credit to Jerry O'Connell, but we could use Jerry O'Connell for what if Jerry O'Connell prank calls you and says he's Nick Sirianni and says, "Hey, I want you to come out to training camp. I think we have a roster spot for you." And then you get pranked, and then Big Dom texts is like, "That's unfair what they did to my paisan. We got a roster spot for Max."
I'm retired from all Jerry O'Connell pranks.
Okay.
You're retired from pranks. It would be a real shame if Jerry were to call up impersonating Tom Cruise and to be like, PFT, I'd like to invite you to be in the next Top Gun.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good prank.
suck.
That would
Don't
be-
do
yeah,
that.
Then
Jared.
you would be like,
Yeah.
sorry, Tom, I can't actually fly. I'm
Yeah.
scared of heights.
Yeah.
I can fly.
Are you scared of heights?
I'm scared of heights, but I can fly.
PFT, don't let Hank do this because I got something for Hank later.
I can fly. I'm not.
Don't you
I'm not
worry.
letting Hank get away with anything.
Don't you
as long
worry.
as I'm not outside.
Don't you worry. I got something coming up on my hot seat.
Hank, you can't even get 10 feet off the ground. Don't
PFT,
talk about heights.
Don't you worry. I'll tag you back. I'll tag you in. I'll let you know.
I
I'm
can
going to give
get
you
10 feet
PFT
off.
when
Oh, really? Because that's dunking height.
No, dunking height's actually 10.7.
Okay, you can't get 10.7 off
Yeah.
the ground.
PFT, when
that's
I
a big 7 inches.
when I give you this.
That's what
when,
Alex
when I
said
do
about
this.
me. Yep.
That means you're ready. Okay.
Yep.
So just look for that.
Big Dom also FaceTimed me when he was with Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, and Saquon. So I have a screenshot of a FaceTime with me and Saquon.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, that's
From
cool.
like 100
That's
feet
so
away.
sick.
No, just like on the phone.
That's
No,
sick.
but I'm saying like when he FaceTimed you,
No.
you were like,
No. They were. This was after the fact.
Okay, got it.
What would you rate the experience overall?
10 out of 10. Big Dom's the best.
Yeah, he is the best. He is. We will forever be a Big Dom. If there's two things you can take from this podcast, it's that Big Dom is our paisan. We'll defend him to the ends of earth. And Jordon, keep doing you, baby.
Yep.
But one more than
You're a
one,
badass
one-
bitch.
One way more than the other.
Yeah, Jordan.
Yeah, Jordon.
Jordan's
No,
number one.
no.
PMT power rankings. In fact, I would have Jordan on the podcast without Belichick.
Oh, absolutely. Without a doubt.
She deserves her 2-part Netflix series.
Oh, Jordon could maybe listen. Jordon's doing a pretty good job of managing an NFL now college coach's whole calendar career. Maybe Jordon manages Jerry O'Connell.
Oh, I like that. I think Jerry would like her.
Give her a little piece.
Jordan, my take.
I like that. Okay.
My cool throne is billionaires paying for a fair amount of their public-private fucking stadium purchases. So Josh Harris, great owner. Some would say the best owner in sports, right, Max?
Say it again.
Josh Harris, maybe the greatest owner in sports.
Yeah, no. All Commanders fans are now Sixers fans.
If the Wizards don't get the number 1 pick, wouldn't mind it if the Sixers got it because that's just a testament to
His
Josh
ownership.
Harris's
Yep.
ownership. The process has worked. The results of the process haven't worked.
Yeah.
But you got to trust the process of the process, which is what he's in charge of.
As my friend Stephen Chase says, great value.
Great
the Sixers
value.
have gotten great value.
Tremendous value.
It's not over yet.
So this is actually very big, a big piece of news for Washington D.C. and Washington sports fans is that RFK Stadium is coming back, which is we had that stadium for I want to say like 30 years or so, in the heart, in the district itself. We moved out there in like 97, 98 to suburban Maryland into a soulless toilet bowl of a stadium. That was it just only existed to generate revenue at the expense of fan convenience, at the expense of the fan experience while you're at the game. I bought tickets there. My first game that I went to, I bought tickets, didn't have a lot of money. I spent like $50 on a Skins Giants game. Went out there and I was seated directly behind a giant pillar, a cement pillar I could only see from within the 20-yard line on each side of the field. That stadium was a dump, and it still is a dump. It's a piece of shit. And it's also just out in the middle of nowhere, doesn't tie anything into the community. The team practices in Virginia. They play in Maryland, like 50 minutes outside the city. It sucks. Bad place. RFK Stadium is where the stadium should be. And they announced yesterday that they're going to go back to RFK. They're going to build a new stadium there. Hopefully get a Super Bowl. Hopefully get, I don't know, maybe the draft, but concerts and all that stuff. I think it's a great plan. The one thing that does concern me a little bit is that I don't think that they've officially cleared everything with the city council yet. They did this announcement, and then I heard on the radio a couple council members being like, yeah, that announcement kind of came as a surprise to us. I don't know why the mayor did that.
Yeah.
So my guess is it's going to happen, but there's probably going to be some concessions back and forth. Some like make the council members feel like they get their pound of flesh.
As someone's going through this right now, you're going to have to negotiate with Arlington Heights as well to see if you can get a better offer.
And then we'll have to get Kevin Warren to look at the chairs.
Yeah.
And then only then
Stadiums
will we
are hard
be
to
able
build.
Sign it off. I mean, even in Arlington Heights, that's still Chicago.
Yeah.
Where we built this stadium for FedEx Field, it will go down as the tombstone of a soulless project that was run by greed, that accomplished nothing except to piss off an entire area and lose interest in the team.
But it was DMV because like Arlington Heights, Chicago land.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, all these stadiums, there's a ton of stadiums that are not in the cities.
Right. This one though was especially egregious just because it was designed with like absolutely no care to the fan. We had to spend it was open in like 98. We had to spend a long time out there, and it sucks for Skins fans. There was no good way to get to it. I'm glad that now it's in the district. You've got Metro. You've got all this stuff. I hope they bring back the stands that used to bounce that we used to have at RFK. Now, when they originally had those, it was just because people were jumping up and down, and the stadium wasn't that well built, so the stands would move and they would shake. I hope they put hydraulics in so that you can actually have a section that you can get in.
That'd be cool.
Make it bounce up and down.
That'd be really cool.
It's honestly the coolest thing ever. This is what I've wanted for the longest time, is for the team to move back to the city. So I'm very,
Congrats.
very, very excited about that.
New ownership actually works.
Well, what happened was the day that Snyder sold the team, the mayor of DC was like, yeah, okay, now we'll have the conversation.
Right.
Because we just gave up on dealing with that piece of shit. So
Yeah.
Credit to Josh Harris, Max. Josh Harris.
Great owner.
Great owner.
Yep. And the Devils were in the playoffs too.
They were.
So what a great season it's been for Josh Harris.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Technically still in it.
Technically, well,
Are they
playing tonight?
I don't know.
I mean, we already recorded. We're doing this out of order because we want to make sure everyone has their updated games.
I get all my Devils
As
news.
of right now, they could be out of it.
I get all my Devils
That's
news
true.
from Frank the Tank. So
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, they have been out of it for 6 months.
Also, Juan Soto has not gotten a hit this year.
Correct. Juan
Yeah.
Soso.
What is Juan Soto? Can I see Juan Soto's stat line real quick? Because I have seen. This is just. We should just do this as a random segment. Like, what do you think this player is doing based on Frank the Tank's tweets?
So I saw Frank the Tank tweet a couple days ago that he was batting like 100.
I think
he's probably batting 240.
based on Frank the Tank's tweets, the Devils did not make the playoffs. The Mets are 500 and Juan Soto's batting 120.
Yeah.
What is he batting? 267?
257.
257.
257? I mean, that's not like obviously you want Juan Soto to bat higher than that, but that's not even close to a historically bad year.
I think that's the league. That's probably above the league average.
What's it? Click on Juan Soto. What's his career average? It's definitely higher than 257, but it's probably not like. What's his career average? You just get some.
Max, it was so much smoother when you weren't here. I'm
Oh
not gonna
my
lie.
god, he's so.
What do you mean? I
The
clicked on the
lookup,
fucking thing.
the lookup was bad.
Dude, the Eagles
How?
are drafting
How was
in
that
like
bad? I
364
you just
days.
You said Juan Soto. I clicked on his fucking name, and you guys are like, "Oh, the."
But you're
lookup is
just
fucking
looking.
bad.
284.
284.
284. 284.
What did
So-
you want me to do there?
Bad lookup.
How is that a bad lookup?
Well, you were just kind of lost.
Well, I didn't memorize exactly where ESPN puts all of their career stats.
Okay. Just take some accountability. All right, my hot seat is accountability because, it's two people. It's me and Hank. I'll go first. I fucked up like 7 things on Monday. The value did have time put back on. ESPN fucked me on that, but I'm accountability. Also, there's just like incredible running backs named number 22. It's Emmitt Smith, Matt Forte, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey with the Panthers. Najee Harris probably doesn't belong in that group. I can't remember numbers for the life of me.
Didn't you say wide receiver number 22 though?
Yeah, but then when we said running backs, I was like, well, that's a bad running back number. And then everyone's like, dude, Emmitt Smith.
Okay. I still agree that 22 is not a good receiver number to look at.
Well, the Eagles have a receiver that's picking number 46, which I'm sure I'll probably fuck up and be like, there's some 46 I don't know. But are you guys
That
gonna
is that's stolen valor for fullbacks. You should be allowed to do that.
I know, yeah, and kind of safeties.
Yeah, like a hard-hitting box safety.
Yeah. The I know quarterback numbers. I don't know any other numbers. Like Stephen Shea blows my mind when he's like, oh yeah, I know like Valanciunas' number. Do you guys know numbers?
I'm decent with offensive numbers in football. Basketball is pretty hard. But I feel like I'm good with wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks.
Yeah, I don't know.
Defense is a toss-up.
I don't know
any
basketball
numbers.
numbers to save my life. Football numbers, I think I'm like average at.
I know quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks
I
I
know
can
none.
get. Yeah.
Yes, memes?
We did this on macrodosing.
Yeah.
He brought us in and we picked a lottery ball number and you had to.
Pick anyone.
It's actually a fun game. Do it right now. Let's do
I
one.
was so bad. It was number 2 popped up and then like afterwards you're like, all right, Zach Wilson.
That's just Derek Jeter. Like I know like the most famous person.
People are mad at me because I didn't know Cam Jurgens' number off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But-
Right. Like I just don't.
12. Yeah.
That's what Tom Brady.
Fuck.
I think that's Aaron Rodgers, or was he? Did he change?
Yeah.
See, I don't.
12 in Green Bay.
I'm so bad at numbers. Those are details that I just can't. I can't remember them.
That was the easiest one ever. Do one more.
That was hard.
Can't believe you didn't get it, Hank.
15. That's
15.
Patrick
Carter.
Mahomes.
Oh, you said Vince Carter. That's good.
See, I would never have
I
gotten
don't know
that.
that.
Dustin
I just
Pedroia.
remember that as a kid. I liked Vince Carter. So whenever 15 was like a number, it was like, oh yeah, that's Vince Carter.
I think that
Tim
if
Tebow.
you,
yeah, do a number. Those are both very
I think if you gave me a multiple choice test, I would do okay. Because it's like one of those things that if I see the number and the name, I can be like, yeah, that was probably his number. But if I have to get it from thin air, I just got no shot.
All right, just let Big Cat do this one.
When Derek,
Do a solo one.
I know a lot of the numbers like one through
everyone else to chime in.
1 through 5 from playing Beard Eye. So just say people's name.
Yeah. What is that?
90.
90. That's a tough one. Except, wait. See, I'm not good either.
Peppers?
Dwight Freeney.
Is TJ? Is he 90?
He might be. I think Julius Peppers might have been 90.
Yeah, TJ's 90.
Can you see?
Poona
if-
Ford, maybe?
Poona Ford?
He might be 88.
Oh, there we go. Julius Peppers 90.
Nice.
I just so bad at it though.
I still agree though that 22 is.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's a
I
tough
mean, there's just
receiver number.
there's been actually my real take is you have to be great to be 22 as a running back because it is like it's McCaffrey Panthers, Emmitt Smith, Matt Forte, Derrick Henry, and then it's like the next one is Najee Harris.
I still think that 0 is a bad choice for Zach.
Yeah. And then Hank is on the hot seat.
He is.
My boy Hank is a pussy.
Why, well,
Oh, this is okay.
This
Sure.
is I'm watching this new show. You should watch it, PFT. I think I've recommended it to you, Mobland.
yeah.
Basically, Tom Hardy is just Tom Hardy for the whole show, and it's so badass. And I don't have anyone it's a weird show because I don't think there's any buzz about it, but it's really, really good. It's about London mobs, and it's just it's a great show. It's
So
like
is Tom
a
Hardy
great watch.
playing like a British mobster?
He's a
Or is
fixer.
he American?
No, he's a British mobster. He's a fixer, and
Peaky
he's
Blinders.
a badass. Pierce Brosnan is in it.
I'm gonna shoot
Great,
you
great
right-
show.
Right in the skull.
So I've been looking for someone to talk to about it, and Hank said he started watching it. And so I came in this morning. I watched the last episode last night. No spoilers. Everyone should go watch it because we should talk about it. And I was like, Hank, have you caught up on Mobland? And he's like, no, I'm only on episode 2. I was like, why, dude? There's 5 episodes out. How do you? It's one of those shows that if you watch one episode, you got to watch the next because it gives you cliffhangers and it's just great. And Hank said he can't watch any type of violence at night before he goes to bed. What is that?
Now, is that because it gets you too jacked up?
No, he said he
Because you
gets
get afraid?
scared.
This was like 4 or 5. This is pre-COVID. I made this switch. Maybe during COVID. I forget. Whatever. Yellowstone.
Why are you bringing COVID into this?
I was just trying to think of the timeline. It's been like this for a while. It was Yellowstone. I was watching Yellowstone in season 1 or 2, and I was watching before bed and proceed to have the most detailed and violent dreams of all time that I would wake up and be like alarmed that my brain could even get to that point. Because obviously the dreams is like real life, and I'm just like doing like crazy shit,
What were you doing?
I know what this
killing
is.
people.
What?
You just. It's not before you go to bed. It's you get high before you go to bed, and
Yeah.
you can't watch a show when you're too high.
No.
No,
No.
Max is right.
No, he
Because
said that.
I get that. Like I don't want to watch something that's like if I'm super high and I'm watching something that's freaking me out, that'll scare me.
No, I think it's just that Hank.
I do not freak out when I'm
he
watching
said
the
he
show.
said he dreams and then he threw
I
me
watch
into
a
it.
show before bed and then get violent dreams. It has nothing to do with
I don't think it's
watching the show.
I think it's that you get super high before you go to bed.
Yes.
and that
I
fucks your
don't.
dreams
I don't
up.
do that.
He then threw me into it and he said, yeah, I get violent dreams after watching a violent show and I'll kill you in my dreams. He said that to me. He said he's killing me in his dreams.
Which is why I stopped watching shows like that before
But
bed.
that's like, we need to get you some better help because like that's.
But like
there's
you're
some-
making it worse by now shaming me for like trying to stop myself from having.
I'm not
violent
shamed.
dreams.
I want it on the
You
record.
have dreams
I'm
about the
on the
people in your
record.
life, and then when you watch a show that's very violent, then you have violent dreams. At least that's how I diagnosed it.
I would like it on the record. I am not shaming Hank. I just think he's a tremendous pussy.
Fair.
Thank you.
So you dreamed about killing Big Cat.
I was having violent dreams for like a while.
Tell me more about killing Big Cat in your sleep.
What did you ever
I'm
kill
better,
PFT?
I'm better helping him right now.
I don't know. This was a while. This was a long time ago.
Tell me more about that.
I don't remember. I stopped. I blocked. It was a really traumatic
It sounds like
experience that I've blocked.
It sounds like that was
When-
a tough experience. Have you ever had those types of dreams before?
No, it was pretty much only in this 2-week period where I
So-
was watching Yellowstone.
But then the follow-up question is, when do you watch the violent shows? At like 8 a.m.?
No, like,
When did you watch Last of Us last week?
I don't watch Last of Us.
That was a violent one.
crazy.
I don't either.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
When do you?
I might have to stop.
I might catch up. When do you watch your violent shows? Do you set like a reminder, like, oh, I'm gonna have like a brunch and I'm gonna watch Mobland because I
would
know
say-
that I won't.
I would
fall
say
asleep.
before like 10 o'clock, and if there's a chance that I fall asleep during an episode, I won't watch it.
This is not a fall asleep show.
I'm a fall asleep guy.
You are. Now, Hank, does that
Put that on a quote card.
Hank, does that like the fact that you watch Mobland or that you won't watch Mobland at night?
Like I'll watch the episode at 9 o'clock and then just throw on some golf. Fall asleep to golf.
What about if you watched like a sexy show at night? Would you then dream about fucking us?
Possibly.
Good question. Have you ever fucked any of us?
What qualifies as a sexy show?
I don't know.
Porn?
Or romance?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely watched porn before I've gone to sleep, and that hasn't happened. So I guess no.
Do you?
So I think that means that you just want to actually kill us. Because if it was equal, then
I
you'd
don't. I
watch
feel
porn
like
and be
I
maybe
feel like
should fuck
I've
'em.
like I was alarmed with the dreams I was having, so I stopped the thing that was causing me to have those scary dreams. You guys are like worried about the dream. I told you that the dreams were fucked up. Like I said that it was like, yeah, I had some really fucked up dreams. I really didn't like it, so I stopped doing the thing that made me have those dreams. And you guys are now hung up on the dreams I was having.
Just wake up.
I'm so mentally tough that I control my dreams.
Me too.
Sometimes in the middle of a dream, I'll be like, yo, PFT, this is a dream. Open your eyes.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, okay, I'm back. Thanks, dream PFT.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, Big Cat, you're a fucking moron, dude. You're dreaming right now.
I did that 2 days ago. I was like, this is clearly a dream. Let's just get out of here real quick. Let's hit the reset button.
Good for you.
Did I ever defend myself and kill you?
Again, this is
that
a long time.
well, that would be reality.
I feel like I might have even talked about this when it happened, but yeah.
I had a dream last week that I was going to fight White Sox Dave and Rough and Rowdy.
Hell yeah.
That's
Have you ever
awesome.
had any dreams with Steven?
Oh, yeah. I also had a dream that my girlfriend cheated on me with Stephen J.
Oh, that's brutal.
That was bad.
He's really good at eating box. All right. My cool throne is our friend, recurring guest, Brandon Bean, Bills GM. So Brandon Bean had enough of it. And this is one of my favorite moves whenever like a player or coach or GM does this. He called into a local Bills radio station and basically roasted the guys because they were saying that they don't have any wide receivers. This was the Jeremy and Joe show on WGR 550. And Brandon Bean called in and was just like, you guys wanted me to draft Josh Rosen instead of Josh Allen. You guys, like, we scored 30 points in all of our playoff games. We need to fix our defense, not our offense. You guys are idiots. I just like any GM that sticks up for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, he makes a good point, which is that if you had this complaint, the time to voice it would have been last offseason after they lost Diggs.
Yeah, although they did draft a receiver last year.
Yeah, but the time
yeah.
the time that you would have had to voice this complaint would have been last offseason. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And he's like, this year our receivers were not a problem. I love Shakir.
Yeah, Shakir's awesome.
I think he's a great player. So yeah, I liked hearing him do that too, and he was ready.
Oh, so
He was ready for it. He had the notes ready to go when he sat down in that interview. And if in fact they did claim you should have drafted Josh Rosen instead of Josh Allen, if that did happen, I think that Brandon Bean has a get out of jail free card for life.
Yeah.
From those guys.
Agreed.
Like no matter what he does, no matter what happens to the team, no matter what bus he drafts, he gets to be like, you wanted Josh Rosen.
Yeah.
I was right.
The argument is over after that.
That is the biggest decision he possibly could have made as general
he nailed
manager, and he got it right. Therefore, you just have to accept the fact that you're dumb, he's smart, he's right, you're wrong.
Yeah. But I'm all in favor of a like sports talk radio GM just being like, you know what? I was in my car, heard you guys, you're wrong. I'm calling in. Mm-hmm. Great move. Big Brandon Bean fans. Okay. Good hot seat, cool throne, everyone. Let's get to Christian Yelich, and then we have our interview with John Summit. Really good interview. If you don't know who he is, he's probably the biggest DJ going right now. He came in studio. Both these are in studio interviews. So PFT, let's do Christian Yelich. Okay, before we get to Christian Yelich, We're brought to you by our friends at Game Time. NBA playoffs are here, and the only place to buy hard-to-get playoff tickets is Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying NBA playoff tickets. Prices on the app actually go down the closer it gets to tip-off, and you can save up to 60% when buying last-minute tickets. We're looking at tickets. Hank, what do we got?
We are looking at tickets to the Chicago White Sox.
Oh.
You can get in tomorrow for $3.
Oh, Christian Yelich. You can see
incredible.
Christian Yelich. Yeah. So go check him out now. Game Time. What are you waiting for? Go see Christian Yelich in action on the South Side for $3 with Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying playoff tickets, NBA, NHL, baseball. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code PMT for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game Time. We're also brought to you by our friends at Aura Frames. You ready to win Mother's Day and cement your reputation as the best gift giver in the family? Give the moms in your life an Aura digital picture frame preloaded with decades of family photos. I am not the best gift giver in my family. I got to step my game up. I'm going to do it with Aura Frames.
Hank's
Aura
really
Frames-
good, though. He never forgets a birthday.
Never forgets. Aura Frames was named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter, and it's easy to see why. There's unlimited storage, so you can add as many photos, videos, and funny memes as you can find, and it is so simple to set up. Just plug in and share away. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off, plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver matte frame. That's Aura Frames, AURA frames.com. Promo code PMT. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Okay, here he is, Christian Yelich. Okay, we now welcome on our very, very, very good friend, recurring guest. It is Christian Yelich from the Brewers in studio. Here, you saw The Office. It's good to have you here. I just looked up your name, and I want you to guess what the headline, the most recent headline in the news is.
About me?
Yeah.
It's got to be. Is it something with this?
No.
No?
No, not that quick. Christian Yelich's ghastly error cost Brewers and brutal loss to Giants.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Was it
What
ghastly?
happened in the error?
We airballed a line drive.
What? How does that happen?
I don't know. Just didn't catch it.
What? And when that
And then I
happened,
fell down after I tried to go get it. I slipped and fell. Yeah.
what happens
Tough.
when you get to the dugout after that?
Nothing. You're just like, fuck.
Does anyone try to joke about it or no?
Oh, no. We joked about it later, like a day later, but then we ended up losing that game. Bad series for us. So nobody was talking about it. And then the next day we all kind of like laughed about how I tried to tackle a fly ball and then fell. Fumble recovery in the outfield. Just all around bad scene. Tough scene for the boys. But
when an error happens in the outfield, is there like a moment where you're like, oh, I'm fucked? Like right before where you're like, I just misjudged this? Because I'm always shocked how good you guys are with it. Oh, wow, I'm watching it. That was really bad.
yeah.
Holy shit. Oh my God. It was in your glove.
Tough. Yeah. It was exactly. It was in my glove. I don't know how I didn't go in my glove. It's the glove's fault.
Two
The glove's
hands.
fault. Errors in the outfield are way worse than errors on the infield for whatever reason. Because anytime you're like backs to the field, you're chasing the ball after.
Oh, it's
something bad, something really bad has happened.
That's got to be a very, very lonely jog that you have to do when you're like running back to the warning track to get a ball.
That, and then when you're just sitting out there afterwards. It's like, look at you just did, and you're on the road. You're like, oh, this is a great time. Everyone's having a great time right now. This is so much fun.
You can hear the fans. Yeah. That's gotta
Don't
be
recommend it. I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
No,
But it does happen.
But the opposite, I would say, like when you throw someone out, that has to be like a top.
Yeah, that
top
also
feeling.
doesn't happen all too often. So that was the next part that was going to have to happen in that play. If I actually caught it, we were going to have to try to throw the guy out at home.
Oh, so that was probably what you were thinking of. Like, I got to nail this throw.
Yeah, we won't make excuses for it, but I was trying to kind of catch it and throw it all at the same time. We just skipped the first part of that whole equation. Didn't catch it, so we didn't get to throw it.
All right, well, we got the hard question out.
Yeah. After there's like a dicey play in the outfield, do you just wait staring at the scoreboard being like, come on, rule that a hit. No,
that was not even close to being a hit. That was straight up just top spin, line drive, air ball.
I don't think we had you on, 2 years ago? So it was right before all the rule changes. What has the pitch clock been for hitters? Is it better?
I think it's great because it keeps the game going. keeps the game moving. We don't. There's like a long game now. It's 3 hours. And
Right.
That used to be flying back in the day. Or if you played in 3 hours, you were super stoked because usually it was like 3.5, 4 hours.
Right.
So now, like the games move. Even even blowouts, even when you're losing by a lot or you're winning by a lot, like they still go quick, which is cool.
Right.
When it first started, did you have to remind yourself, got to get back in the box?
Yeah, like there was a month. Like spring training basically was like the adjustment period, and then after spring training it was fine.
Yeah.
Do you think it's an advantage at all for hitters that like pitchers have to go like at a different pace?
No, I think everyone's pretty used to it now. I think before people would forget about it, and now you see like 1 or 2 of those a month, like for both sides. It very rarely happens now, but I think it's been good because it just keeps the action going, keeps the game moving. There's no minute, like a whole minute in between pitches, so. That's good. It's good to get that out of the game, and since there hasn't really been any issues with it either, it's been something that's been good.
What about the robot umps that they're thinking about putting in? I know they've tried it out in the minors a little bit. Have you guys had any? Because in spring training, you had some of the robot ump where you could challenge, right?
Yeah, but I never played in a game with the challenge because it was only at some stadiums.
Yeah,
it wasn't all of them, and I never made it to any of those stadiums, I guess. So there's never any like challenges that we got to do, but. I think that would be like the furthest extent that you'd want to see it. I don't want it like full. I just don't think it would be good, but that's just my opinion. I think in big spots, if like there's an egregious miss or something like that, like I think even the umpires would probably want it to be, corrected. That way it doesn't impact the game.
Yeah. The way that they're talking about implementing it, it's interesting because they're going to put it up to the players. So it's not going to come from the dugout. It's going to be the player gets to say, either the catcher or the batter, I'd like to challenge this call, and you only get a certain number of them per game. You got to watch out for guys that are just like looking after their own stat line, being like, hey, I know it's the top of the second inning. It's a 0-0
Not
game.
the time to do it.
But I think that was a ball. Yeah.
It's like, no, not the time.
Yeah.
They measured us for it in spring training. Like we had to go like get measured for the electronic zone.
Oh, for the strike zone?
Yeah, like they came to the facility and like I don't know. We had to like stand. It was like you getting your height taken if you go like the doctor or something. Like they have the thing that goes on top of your head, and then some cameras all around you, and it took like 10 seconds.
So every person's strike zone is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty wild stuff.
Yeah. Dumb question for you, because we're at the start-ish of the season. What point at the start of the season are you like, if you start slow, you're like, fuck, this is the average? Because it's always. I always feel bad for guys who like you don't get a hit the first week and your average is. It's actually better to be 0 than to be like.
So it looks like you haven't played
yet.
yet.
Yeah, right. Everyone's like, oh, he hasn't had an at bat yet.
Yeah.
But at what point are you like, all right, I gotta start getting a couple hits here?
I think right around now, like if you're still like in the 100, like you're for like around 100.
Yeah.
But really like the end of May, you still have like a whole another month to go before. Even if you like, but. Even then, you still have 4 months to play, so you can still salvage it,
Right.
But, yeah, it just looks real. It just looks ugly.
Yeah.
Early,
Yeah.
I was flirting with 100 earlier this year, just kind of hanging out around there for like a week or so, and it feels like you've played like 7 games, so it's not that big of a deal, but it just feels like forever.
Wait, so did you have the moment, because did you not get a hit for the first few games?
No, I think I got one like the second, but then I didn't get like another one for a while after that. So we were one for the season for quite some time.
Yeah. But you agree though, like hitting 0 is like, who cares? And then the minute you get that first hit, you're like, shit. They actually registered. Now it's 0.81. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh no.
Yeah.
It looks like on April 4th, you were batting .083.
Yeah.
So when you get on base on April 5th, are you doing the math like, okay, that's 1 hit, so now my average should be .92?
No, because I can't do that. I can't do that math. I can't do that math. You just know, like some seasons, like you kind of start, and it's just like you get off to a hot start, and you're kind of cruising the whole season. You're like, oh, that's way better, by the way. I recommend that one.
Mm-hmm.
Other times you get off to like a really bad start, and you're like, man, like here we go, dude, shoveling a hard hat the rest of the season because you're digging yourself out of this hole for months, but. That's how it goes,
Yeah.
Do you have a way to get yourself out of a slump?
No.
Eat ass.
No. Full uni shower every now and then. Some guys are
full uni shower?
Straight uniform, just right into the shower, cleats, everything. Just turn
Really?
Get it off you.
Does it work?
No. Try it. Yeah.
Hey,
Tried
so another dumb question. You obviously won the MVP in 2018. How often do you think like, well, that's pretty cool that I always have the MVP? Because like once you do that, that
Yeah, it
means you
never
were
goes away.
you were the best
Yeah.
player in the National League for an entire year.
Yeah, I don't think about it that often. I remember thinking about it that year in like the middle of September, where I was like, man, if I don't mess up these next like couple weeks, like the rest of your life's pretty cool.
Right.
But I remember thinking about it like, all right, we've got like 2 weeks of games left. Let's try not to mess this. Let's try not to mess this up, because it can go either way. You can get hot for 2 weeks, and then that's what ended up happening, and ended up winning, or you can just, kind of be feeling off up there and going a little bit of a slump, and there goes that.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, we'll see how our life is in 2 weeks, and ended up kind of working out and being pretty cool. But I remember actually having that thought one day, like at the stadium, like let's try not to mess this up.
Yeah, because it is for the rest of your life. It's MVP Christian Yelich.
And it's never something that I thought I would do. It was one of those things like, how is it's actually happening right now?
Yeah.
You don't ever like start playing baseball and be like, I'm going to win the MVP one day. You just kind of find yourself in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't something that I ever expected, especially when I first started in the league. Like winning an MVP was the farthest thing from my mind. So when it kind of shaped up and happened like that, I remember, thinking that it was pretty cool and let's try not to mess this up.
Yeah, you almost won back to back.
Yeah. If I didn't blow my kneecap up, maybe I would have had a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how are you feeling now?
Good. Yeah. Much better than last year after surgery and all that stuff. So we got a new back, feeling pretty good. Swing feels good.
A new back.
BP swing feels good.
Tell me about
What
the
does
new
that
back.
mean?
It's just cleaned up. It's just, I had to get some stuff taken care of back there, and feels a lot better than it had like the last few years. So that's exciting, home run derby ready, if you will.
So yeah, you hit a grand slam the other day.
We get tagged in every single
Every
one of
time
your
you
home
go
runs.
yard, it
Every
sucks.
single one of your
As
home
you
runs,
should.
it's just like hundreds of people tagging us.
So home run derby, is that you want to do that? Like home run derby's not even cool anymore.
I don't even,
They messed up the format.
Yeah.
It's-
I don't
it's
think
just
it matters
garbage.
if I want to do it or not anymore. I feel like I have to do it.
No, you don't have
It's
to.
more of like a responsibility than anything. Just to, just make sure you experience everything that Major League Baseball has to offer, before you're done. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't want to like not experience something that's as cool as
Yeah,
that.
it's all Mickey Mouse though. You don't even get to see the balls hit the ground. They just, one right after the other. The camera work's gone. I don't think Chris Berman's even doing it. It's lost a lot of its luster.
I think we can probably bring all of that back.
No, I wouldn't
Yeah.
even want to see. I wouldn't even want to win the home run derby.
Hold on, PFT. Before you say this though, what's how is Atlanta for left-handers? Because we should.
It's a good place. It's a good
It
place.
is shit.
yeah.
All right, so maybe not this year. We need to push him to do it a year where it's not.
Isn't the
good.
game here in a couple years?
I
2
think
years?
so. Yeah, I think it's like
We need like
2
a
years.
wind blowing out at Wrigley.
Oh,
Day,
no,
like,
God.
right center.
No, we don't need that.
So about that, like there was the game a week and a half ago. The Cubs played the Diamondbacks, and there was 21 runs scored in an inning and a half. When you guys play at Wrigley and the wind's blowing out, are you just like this is like pop flies are just
Yeah, well, it's
the
like
best?
it's one of the elements have the most effect on the game at this field.
Right.
Like we've played a lot of games here too. If the wind's pinned straight in and it's a cold day, like that there's not going to be a lot of scoring today before the game even starts. And then when you see the flags just pointing straight out with the wind howling, that if you just hit anything in the air on the barrel, it's probably gonna be a homer.
That's gonna be the best feeling.
it has to
It's
be incredible.
way better that way for a hitter.
Yeah.
Pitchers don't like it as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
oh
about,
yeah.
What about in the outfield if the wind's blowing out?
Oh, it's not a good feeling either. The
Yeah.
the outfield's not that fun of a time at Wrigley anyway because of like the foul lines are right next to the stands. Like there's no foul territory plus the wind plus the sun.
Ivy, the
Yeah.
ball goes in.
On the wind blowing in days, usually a lot of those games are decided by who messes up in the field.
Yeah.
Whether it's you or them.
Yep.
Basically, if it's sunball happens, somebody drops one in the wind. Those are kind of how that's how when those games are decided, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of right field in softball.
How's that been
recently.
going for you?
No errors so
Okay.
far.
You haven't missed any?
I haven't missed any yet. Do you have any
coming.
recommendation? How do you track a ball off the bat?
What do you mean?
Do you have like any pieces of advice? Like I know that it's easier to go forward than it is to go backward.
That's the guy that won a Gold Glove in the outfield last year. Me? You
Yeah.
saw what I did out there the other day.
Yeah, we got South
Straight
Relic
tackled
in
one.
here.
Yeah, I just need to know if you have any advice, any tips on how to track a ball.
Catch it.
Okay.
Just make sure you catch it.
Yeah, close
right.
the glove.
Close the
Catch
glove.
it. Catch it before you try to throw it.
2 hands. What
If you try
about?
to throw it before you catch it? It doesn't end up very well.
Do you try to position your body so that you catch it in a place where it's close for your hand to grab it and throw it in?
Ideally, yeah. You wanna
Okay.
get, like,
Me too.
Right shoulder.
Yeah, me too. I like to do that too. I'm curious to know also, like, baseball has gotten tobacco out of the dugouts because they don't want guys like on TV spitting all the time. What is the spread like now? Do you have sunflower seeds still everywhere? Do you have nicotine pouches?
Just strictly sunflower seeds.
Bubble
Nice,
gum?
good answer.
Just
Yeah, that's it.
sunflower
Yeah.
seeds. That's it.
I've
yeah.
noticed that none of the guys are using nicotine anymore,
None
which
of
is
them.
pretty crazy.
0%.
Do you do any?
All sunflower seeds.
Do you do any of the? I love whenever there's like a blowout, the cups on the head or the hot foot. Have you ever done any of those?
I don't think so. It might have happened to me before though when I was a rookie. I don't know if anybody ever lit my foot on fire.
Hot foot is so funny. Every now and then it will happen. You're like, wait, so the prank is just lighting his foot on fire, and then it is.
That's exactly that's just what happened. Which I think is pretty frowned upon. I haven't seen that one in a while. I think I have seen that one, but yeah, we haven't had a good dugout fire in a while. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, no, when they stick the like giant bubbles of gum on people's hats without them noticing, that's always fun too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
I like that one. Are you pro torpedo bats?
Yeah, I'm fine with them. I think it was the most like overblown sports story in a long time. I think we had a lot to do with that.
Wait,
We kind of contributed to that.
because you guys got killed by the Yankees? to start
Yeah,
the
we sure
season?
did.
Yeah.
And then the bats became a thing. It was just like perfect storm. Yankees in New York, ESPN gave up a lot of runs, a lot of home runs, but Judge hit a lot of those homers too, and he wasn't using one.
Right.
So, it's just another model bat. Like everybody, all of us use different models, you know, so it would just be like a different model that you could bring up there. So
Right.
you still have to hit the ball, you know, which is
Yeah.
the hardest part.
Yeah.
And it's just a feel and preference thing. So some guys are going to like them, some aren't, but it definitely didn't. It wasn't the reason why they scored, I think, 40 something runs on us.
Yeah.
3 days.
How often do you mess with your bat? Do you like try out new bats?
I never do. I've used the same one since I was 18.
Oh, wow.
I grabbed one that I liked early, and I've used the same model my entire career. Like never switched it up, never changed it. So I kind of like it because I don't have to think about it ever. It's just one less decision you have to make every day.
Yeah.
But it takes a while to find. I kind of got lucky and just found one that I really liked and worked for me. So I haven't changed, and then other guys kind of bounce around. Just a feel thing.
Yeah.
Could you tell when the Yankees are up, you're like, oh, fuck, this guy's got the torpedo bat. No,
It's more so Aaron Judge is up with the bases loaded right now. This is not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
It's not
quite a
good
game.
for the boys.
I've got a serious question because I know that you knew Bob Uecker, right?
Yeah.
So funniest guy. I never
Yeah.
got the chance to meet him. We never had him on PMT, unfortunately. But he seems like an all-time great dude.
Yeah.
Very fun hang.
Yeah.
What was your experience like with Bob?
He would have crushed PMT. He would have loved it. This
Yeah.
would have been right up his alley.
Yeah.
But it was awesome just because the stories that he could tell and like the life he lived was unlike anybody else, you know, and he was around all like some of the best players in the game, and he would just go out with these guys. They were all buddies, you know, Mickey Mantle, Hank Aaron, like all these guys just hitting the town, having a good time before any kind of social media, cameras, anything. So, you know, he had all those stories. There'd be astronauts FaceTiming him from the space station for his birthday, like just all kinds of wild stuff, and like a crazy life. And he knew everybody and had a story about everything. And anytime you got to hang out with them was cool because you just listen to him tell stories. He was a great storyteller and had an amazing life where he basically did it all, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those ones like I think it's baseball too, like whether it be Vin Scully or like some of these guys who just, it feels like they've seen so much baseball.
Talking
They're
about
just-
the Major League movie.
Yeah,
Hanging
they're-
out with Charlie Sheen.
Right.
It's like all kinds of crazy stuff.
They're like a walking history book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just knew the Tonight Show, like everything.
And you could also tell when he passed, like the amount of people that loved him just because of all the outpouring. Like,
Yeah.
It was very cool.
Yeah, I mean, he's a huge part of the Brewers too. Like he'd been there forever, and just really, he'd just come hang out in the clubhouse almost every day when we were at home on the
That's
homestand. Just
awesome.
like hang out with guys, tell stories, hang out in the kitchen, just everything. He knew everything about everyone too, whether he'd been there for 10 years or had just been called up. Like he knew everything about you and where you were from, what you're doing. So he had a unique way of connecting with people and making everybody feel like he'd known them their entire life.
Yeah. Who's the best clubhouse guy you guys got right now?
I don't know. These guys are all pretty cool. Sal, Bryce,
Yeah.
Bowers, Reese a good clubhouse guy.
I'd imagine that's important. You need to have like one guy.
Yeah, we got a
who's
good
like
club.
that.
We have a good clubhouse, so we've had it for a few years. You know?
Yeah.
It's a big reason why I think we've been pretty good. It's like we're a pretty tight knit group, and we're all pretty similar. All get along. It's super important though to have a good clubhouse.
Yeah.
When does it become hard to like get yourself amped up for every single game because the season is so long? Like, do you have to remind yourself to stay focused?
Just caffeine.
Yeah.
Caffeine, bro.
Yeah.
Just firing them back, coffees.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I think we all kind of help each other out with that. Like when the game starts, we're fine. And you play a Major League Baseball game, like you're going to have enough adrenaline and energy to make sure that you can post that night. So there's not really any problem with that. But, you know, the season gets long sometimes and you just have to pick each other up and, you know, help each other through the year at different points. But we've done a great job of that. We have a young team, which helps too. All young guys have energy and play the game hard, so everybody else kind of falls in line after that.
Respect 90.
Yeah. Is there a pitcher that you go up against that throws a pitch that gives you problems in particular? Like the hardest pitch to hit in baseball right now?
I don't know. I mean, everybody's so good now. Like every pitcher, I think, is like the best version that they can be.
Yeah.
You know, because of all the technology. So, you know, whether they're one of the best in the game or they're not, it's still the best version of themselves because of the technology that they have with pitching as far as like grips and kind of pitches and what kind of pitches you should throw, you know, as opposed to him. Like you guys would have different pitches and how to do it and how to use them, and these ones are good to this guy and not to this guy. There's so much technology now where it never was. It wasn't like that 10 years ago. Guys would just throw shitty pitches and not know that they sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'd get turned around and be like, oh, well, that's just my curveball, you know?
Yeah. I got to
throw
stop
a
throwing that one.
curveball and they won't know if it was good or not, you know?
From
Yeah.
your perspective as a batter, is there a pitch that's come along since you've been in the league where you're like, that's a pitch that I didn't used to see?
I think guys like they call it, I think, sweeper now.
Yeah.
Those have all gotten better just because they've taught them how to throw them and how to use them. Splits, like there's all that stuff. Like they can just tell now. They don't even have to watch the pitch. They can just look at the data from the pitch and tell
Right.
you if it's good or not and if it's going to play.
What the spin rate is?
Yeah. And so like they'll either be like, no, that's not good. You're not allowed to throw that ever again. Or yes, that is good. Use it with this pitch.
Right.
Yeah.
These are the pitches you're going to throw. And
Right.
This is how you're going to throw them to each hitter.
Have you gotten a hit off Paul Skeens yet?
I have not. No, I've only
Is
faced
he-
him two or three at bats.
Is he as nasty as he seems?
Yeah, he's good. Just because he's got good stuff, but he also knows what he's doing. Like he knows how to pitch.
Right.
So like that combo is pretty special.
Yeah.
You know, he's pretty advanced for how young in the game he is. But he's only pitched against us one time.
Yeah.
We only caught him last year at the end, and then we haven't played the Pirates yet this season.
When you DH,
Yeah.
do you like that? Is that more fun?
I'm learning. It's something they have to learn how to do because it's
How
just
so?
different. Well, it's just
Yeah.
different because like you're not going into the field and you're kind of just hanging out, you know, and then
Right.
you go hit. So it kind of feels like pinch hitting a lot throughout the game. Early at bats feel normal, and then the later at bats feel like you're kind of pinch hitting. So I've tried a bunch of different things. I've stayed in the dugout the whole time. I've walked the halls of the clubhouses. I've gone in the cage a little bit. Go to the weight room. So you kind of just try to find a routine that you like and that you feel good with.
Yeah.
And for me, it's kind of different every day for me, honestly. But I don't mind it. I kind of like it.
Yeah. I mean, if you DH, I feel like it would be fun just hanging out with the boys in the dugout, and then you're like, all right, time to hit.
Time to go.
Yeah, 4 times, maybe
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Just get one hit.
Yeah. I
all
mean,
in
it's
a
helped the
day's
body
work.
out. It's helped my body out a little bit. You know?
Have you been DHing more this year?
Yeah.
Probably
a lot
because
more.
of the error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be why they were. That's why I just said. So I could probably just leave my gloves in this locker right here, huh?
I mean, listen, I didn't know when I looked like, because I was just looking for most recent news. That was a ghastly error.
It was a bad one.
It was
It'll
really
be on
bad.
highlight. It'll be on for sure, like stadium bloopers. And
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a,
Oh yeah,
It's potentially
that's an error that could keep you out of the All-Star game.
Potentially,
Yeah, which then would keep you out of the home run derby.
Is that how it works?
Well, no, he said that he doesn't want to go to the All-Star game just for the home run derby. So as long as we keep Christian out of the All-Star game, he won't be in the home run derby.
yeah, surely this won't backfire on us.
Yeah.
Telling everybody not to vote for Christian Yelich.
It'd be a
at the
shame if
All-Star
we
game.
just tweeted that error constantly.
preferably. But I think if it doesn't, I think before I'm done playing, I feel like I'm just gonna have to do it.
You're
no
gonna
matter
have to
what,
do it.
right? Find
Yeah.
a close one and just go, and then have the All-Star break if you're not in the game.
Do you have like a amount of years that you like ideally want to keep playing for?
I think I have 3 more after this one for sure, and then we'll see after that. But
Wait,
maybe-
is that contract?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
all
yeah.
right.
And then 1 or 2 maybe after that one if everything goes good or feels good. But we'll see. So we got to get this thing. We got to get this thing done soon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's it like becoming a veteran? Like a guy that
13 years?
the young guys
Yeah,
are like,
13
hey,
years.
talk to Christian. He's been around for a while. He can tell you everything to do all the time.
I mean, I try, but I don't know. I think it depends on the guys you have, but we've got really good young players. 2 of them over here have been fun to watch them come in the league and like learn the league and watch them get better and become like full-time major leaguers. I think that's been cool, being able to like help guys or talk to guys and see guys' careers progress. It feels weird though, because I was always like the young guy when I was younger, like always was the youngest. And then, so now I'm pretty much the oldest, definitely the oldest position player on our team. So it's a weird feeling, and it feels like it flies by. Like it feels like it goes by fast, right? Like I'm sure it feels like that for you guys too.
Yeah.
Like, man,
Oh,
we've
yeah.
been doing this for so long, but
Yep.
it doesn't feel like it, So it's been cool. It's something that I've really enjoyed, but it's also a weird feeling.
Yeah.
It's gonna feel great though when you retire and you get a summer,
Yeah.
like to
Oh,
do
yeah.
whatever you
That
want.
part is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That like people don't talk about that with Major League Baseball
I haven't
players.
had one since I was 18.
Yeah, we're not going to like cry for MLB players. Good job on the contracts,
Yeah.
guaranteed. You got a pretty sweet job. A lot of us, when we were kids, we wanted to be ball players, but you guys don't get summers ever, and that's
Yeah.
tough.
It's just, it's kind of weird because we just haven't had one in 15 years. You're just doing baseball every day, which is fine. Like you said, it's a good job, but
Yeah,
you don't get to do all the summer things with everybody else. Like no 4th of July's, no, you're not doing anything, but could be worse.
Thank you for your service, sacrificing
Yeah, come on,
your
get outta here
Fourth
with
of,
that.
of July's.
Yeah, get out of here with
Have
that.
you ever pitched in a game?
No. I
Are
don't think I'm
you-
ever going to do that. I don't really
Oh, you
want to do
should.
that.
You're not on the list?
No, not right now. I think maybe in like my last year, they might let me do something
Like
like that.
they did Rizzo did that
Yeah.
like his last year with the Cubs.
But it's not something that like I don't really want to like lob a ball at a guy and just stand there 60 feet away.
Yeah.
Like, please don't kill me.
Wait, so who's on the list on your team right now? Like who's
I think
the
Bowers has done it for. He was leading the league in innings pitched at the beginning of the season. Because of the Yankees, like, one of the-
torpedo bats?
He had one of the most like appearances by relievers.
What's the ERA?
0. He didn't get any runs.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
That's
He was
huge.
cutting everybody up. The game that Judge hit 3 homers, Bowers got him out. He flew out to the track.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That's huge.
Oh yeah. Your whip is really good. Let's see. 4.5. I can't read all these stats.
There's too many stats.
Weird
You think there's
fucking
too many
spreadsheet.
stats in baseball?
Yeah, because you're gonna be bad at something. You can't be good at all of them.
Do you guys find the ones that you're good at and just being like, look at this?
I don't even look at them because it's like they change every day, and then I don't even know what half of them mean. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I pretend that I
Couldn't
know
tell
what
you.
they mean, but I don't know anything.
I just know the standard ones.
Which-
Hits, RBIs, homers, OPS, all
WAR?
that stuff. But how do you get WAR? Like I don't.
No one
understand.
knows.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you get.
Let me see what your
I mean,
WAR
missing
is.
fly balls in the outfield. I bet you that doesn't help your
Is that-
WAR.
Your
Is that-
career WAR is 42.3. That's pretty damn
pretty good.
I think.
So
I
you're
don't know.
responsible for 42 wins.
Yeah, I
That's
guess you-
huge.
Above an average guy.
Yeah,
I think that's what it means, right?
Yeah.
sure.
Couldn't tell you.
Hey, do you? I know you watch some football. We had a debate on this show. Hank thinks that Travis Hunter is more impressive than Shohei Ohtani.
No,
Okay,
it's impressive, but
it's not. Like put Shohei like it's just insane that he's able to do both.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah, I mean, what Travis Hunter does is pretty impressive too. Like playing both sides in a football game, but Shohei's he's definitely one of the best pitchers in the game when he's pitching, and then he might be the best hitter when he's hitting.
Right.
Yeah.
So that combo, and then he's one of the fastest players too. So he can really do everything the best.
Yeah.
Which is super rare. Not that Travis Hunter can't do either of those, but you don't know how it's going to go in the NFL, I guess.
Counterpoint, though, Shohei never won a Heisman.
Didn't win the Heisman. Probably could have, though.
And he's never tackled anybody.
That we know of.
Yeah.
That's true.
We don't know.
Are you still do you still feel good stealing bases?
Yeah.
You hit 21 last year.
Yeah. Before I blew out.
Yeah. And you have 6 this year? Do you like when you what's the strategy when you're trying to steal a base? Like, is it all jump or is it
It's a feel thing.
Yeah.
You kind of feel it. It's a game, really. Stealing bases is a game. Like, you got to pick your spots. You're kind of pretending that you're not gonna, then you're gonna. Some guys you can, some guys you can't. It's a little bit of an art, and it's something that takes time to learn.
right?
I learned a lot when I came to the Brewers as far as, stolen bases. They're always pretty good at it and had good people teaching it. And, it's actually with the Cubs now. Quentin Berry, Q.
Oh.
He's the third base coach for the Cubs.
So what do you have the green light to steal bases or is it
Yeah, all of us do. That's kind of how our
that's
team.
sick.
That's kind of how our team plays. Like, wild. We're just trying to cause chaos the whole game. So
Yeah.
we're kind of fun to watch. You don't really know what's going to happen because we don't know what's going to happen.
that is fun.
But it usually works out for us.
yeah.
That also means, though, if you get thrown out, that's on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to
better
go.
not.
You have to
Yeah.
go back to the dugout and be like, "Sorry, guys."
Is there a chance anyone could get it taken away from them, the green light?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Murph will take it away from you.
He will. If
Yeah,
you
you
get
keep
caught,
messing
how
up.
many times have to get caught for it to be
It
taken away?
doesn't even have to get caught. You do enough stuff where he gets pissed.
And then
You're gonna
it's
have to
over.
talk to him.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the green light taken away from you?
No, I haven't. No, we've had it happen though before.
Yeah. How hard do you have to work to get the green light back?
Usually get it back. You just give it they'll give you an explanation about like, all right, can't be doing that.
Yeah.
It's back.
Yeah.
Just don't do it again.
Do you have an art of how to get out of a rundown?
There's really no getting out of a rundown in the big leagues anymore.
Yeah.
You get in a rundown, just like one throw and you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a strategy in Little League where it's like
Yeah.
just get into a rundown and they'll throw it away.
Your best bet's to hope somebody gets like lazy on the throw and you can like bump into them, get obstruction. That's how you
Yeah.
get out of
Yeah,
them.
the old A-Rod slap in the hand.
Yeah, I mean, don't slap them, but yeah, if you just like somehow maybe clip them a little bit on the way by.
What's your favorite unwritten rule?
There's no more unwritten rules in baseball. There used to be all the time, but
Yeah.
I don't know. What's a good one?
I mean, bunting on like a
we were just that kind of happened to us.
yeah, and a no hitter.
Yeah,
or a
I mean, that
perfect
one's
game.
tough. That one you have to be careful of because it's like. But then if it's 1-0 or 0-0,
True.
like
Right.
you winning the game, like I feel like you can still bunt then if it's 0-0 or just because you haven't gotten a hit yet, you need to win.
Have you been part of a no hitter or a perfect game?
I've been a part of a bunch of no hitters, good side and bad side.
So good side.
I think like 3 or 4.
Does it get at what point in the game are you like, all right, we gotta
After the 7th inning.
You're like, this is
After the
happening.
7th inning, it starts to get pretty real.
Yeah.
For both sides. If you're getting no hit or you're the team with the no hitter, I think after the 7th.
Yeah. When you're getting no hit, how like are guys in the dugout being like, yo, we cannot.
Yeah, let's get a hit.
We
Somebody
gotta get a hit.
Somebody needs to get a hit.
Oh,
somebody
man.
lock it in. Somebody's got to get a hit.
Yeah.
Do you change up anything about your approach? If
Just get a hit.
Top of the
Just get a hit.
Anybody
Just
get
get
a
a
hit.
fucking hit.
Yeah.
top of the 9th, you're down 6-0.
Yeah.
You're getting no hit.
Yeah.
And you're leading off. Are you just trying to just slap anything possible?
Just get a hit.
Just
Get
get
it
on
any
base
way
no matter
possible.
what. You don't want to be. You
Get
don't
a
want to go down in
fucking hit.
history.
No. Yeah. I think I've been on the wrong side of 2 no hitters. And then I think good side of like 3 or 4.
What
Okay, so
about
you're positive.
unwritten rule stealing a base? If you have the green light, stealing a base when you got a big lead late in the game.
How late though? And how big's the lead?
Okay, 8th inning, and you're up 10-2.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Shouldn't steal base.
Shouldn't steal a
You
base.
shouldn't. But that's tricky too, is because like the other team's still trying,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like you're not allowed to try to win the game anymore, but you can give them a chance to catch up.
Yeah.
What about bat flips?
I'm fine with those now.
I think everyone's cool with bat
Everyone's
flips now,
got it.
right?
You have to be, now like when I first came up, it was something that was like everybody looked at it as like earned, like you had to earn the right to do that. Mm-hmm. Now you can hit your first homer and throw it 12 rows into the stand.
That's true.
Post how cool it is.
What about why don't any teams do the hidden ball trick?
This doesn't work.
Why not? You don't know? Have you tried? Have you ever tried?
Oh, I'm never on the infield, so like I can't
Okay, but
try.
has your team ever tried?
No, well, that's the guy that talked.
No?
That's-
Why not?
Why not, Bryce?
Well, a
Hold on. Come here and talking to Christian's mic. This is Bryce Terang. Why don't you do the hidden ball trick?
Well, a lot of the times the umpires call time right when the guy gets on the base.
Right.
So they're like, time, get a new ball. You would have to do like a full...
A huddle.
Yeah, something like that.
And then everyone,
They have to put it in play like, hey, play on or whatever, go. And
Can you just try once for me this year?
yeah, we can try it out.
All right, there we go. All right. Dude, it would be electric.
We might have just
It would be,
stumbled.
I hope it works.
It would be so awesome if it worked.
Double, it's like time.
Yeah, he's right though.
Give us one try.
Yeah,
That's all I want.
That is a good point because like now, anytime like the ball hits the dirt or is put in play, like as soon as the play is kind of done, like there's no more running, they do throw the ball out and put a new one. So it's different. It is kind of hard to do it. You would have to have like mound visit in play.
Yeah, or maybe like if there's a guy on second line drive, you get it out. Would they even if it didn't hit the dirt, would they make you change the ball?
I mean, they're changing balls.
Okay, fuck.
Yeah, that's
Just
what's
try.
so
Just
hard
try.
about
As
it,
long as you try, I'll be happy. It can fail, but I would like to see it. Like
Likely-
middle of August,
likely gonna fail, but
but that's fine.
it's the effort that
But if
counts.
it doesn't,
But if it doesn't-
I feel like the other team would be pretty pissed, and that would be awesome.
pretty pissed.
It's like the no punt punt.
Yeah, a pickoff and then a fake throwback. Yeah,
That's how you have to do it.
yeah,
Yeah,
That's
I
happened.
like that
I've seen
one.
that happen before. Somebody's
Yeah.
done that before for
Okay.
sure.
What about this? Might be the version of the fake punt that we can incorporate into baseball. What about a hidden ball trick, but the outfielder has the ball?
And just start sprinting in.
Well, he'd have to catch it first.
Well, yeah,
Right.
you have to catch it first. So we'll take it one step at a time.
have to catch it first.
But then everybody in the infield looks around. They're like, "Where's the ball? Where's the ball?" And the guy takes off to run to second, and then boom, you got him from the outfield because you had a hidden ball at the outfield.
It would really backfire if you didn't throw it in there and
There's a lot of ways that could backfire. But imagine how sick it would be.
just come sprinting in.
Have you ever thrown a guy out at first base,
No.
like on a hit?
Uh-uh.
That's got to be a cool feeling.
That
too,
used
for
to
an
happen
outfielder.
a little bit when pitchers were still hitting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The right fielder was so close that they'd hit like a one hop line drive and get gunned down.
that's
at
the
first
worst.
base.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't have that.
I saw somebody got thrown out from left field last week.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
hard
what
to
happened,
do. That's
though?
hard to do.
They thought it was like caught or something, like Sean Casey.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Did you see the Little League home run with the Giants Royals game?
Also tough.
That was tough.
See,
yeah, at least
it's the field.
It's
the field. Things just happen.
that's
there.
facts.
It
Yeah,
wasn't
it's
my-
not your
yeah,
fault.
No,
It's not your fault.
Yeah,
You
getting
have-
thrown out from left field, you should just quit baseball at that
Yeah.
point. You can't go back into the.
You can't
into the
possibly be
clubhouse.
slower. That's so brutal.
Yeah.
Did you find it?
It was against the Nationals, but it was you just rounded for the guy rounded first base.
Oh yeah.
okay.
All
Back
right.
picked him.
I got one last question for you, Christian. Always great having you on. Rowback question, RHOBACK.com, promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase, Q-Zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, rowback.com, promo code TAKE. So let's just be honest here. Are you considering the home run derby this year?
I don't know about this year. We'd have to think about it.
Okay,
We'll
so
have to see how the
can
rest
we
of the
get
year-
comfortable?
No, because we have to see how the rest of the year shapes up. You know.
And also, you told me, PFT told me off air that after the Jeff Passan interview,
Yeah.
his teammates found out about it. So what was the reaction when they saw?
I don't think a lot of them knew about it.
Yeah,
I don't really
right.
tell anyone. I don't tell.
You don't say that.
I'm
It's
not
like your
openly
icebreaker.
broadcasting. Hey guys, guess what?
Guy gets called up, and you're like, "Hey, I'm Christian,
Yeah.
and if I ever win the home run derby, these two podcasters have to eat each other's
Right.
ass."
Yeah. Usually not the first, not the first conversation. But yeah, they all kind of found out about it. Everybody thought it was hilarious. I get yelled at to do the derby every night that we play, which is also pretty funny. And then every time I do hit a homer, I do know that you guys get tagged all
Yes.
the time, as you should. It
Yes.
should happen all the time.
So
Yes.
what about a magic number for it? How many home runs do you have this year?
He's 6.
Five. Yeah.
5 home runs this year. What would be the number where you're like, okay,
You can enter with any though, because you could technically have 7.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
be in the derby if they let you.
but for you to feel good enough about participating this year?
Oh, I would do it with whatever. I'd do it with 0 homers on the season.
That would be mean if you did that.
This is
Yeah.
bad. He's gonna do it.
You're not
this
gonna do it
year
this
or
year,
next
though.
Because
year.
it's all your seeding. Then you just go up against whoever had
Yeah.
the most. You know.
Yeah, I actually think you're a sicko, and I think that you like not
It's
doing it, but
gross.
teasing it,
Yeah.
just so that we have to think about it all the time. Just
I
fucking
could,
do it.
You could do it like 4 times. You know?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to just. It's not a one and done thing. It's just ever,
no,
you know?
no. It only counts for the first time you enter.
No.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't
Yeah.
what you said.
Oh.
You said if you ever win one. I mean, that could be in like 20 years. It could be like an old timers home run derby.
Just holding over. It will probably end the podcast. So
know?
just so you know, the blood would be on your hands.
No,
it would be over.
It would be pretty funny.
I mean, we're gonna probably
each round that goes by would be more and more electric.
And we're like the options we've chosen are like either actually eating each other's asses or like cannibalism. So it's neither's a good option.
Taking a slice of his ass.
Yeah.
Eating like it's sashimi.
Yeah.
Neither's hard,
good.
Though. The derby is hard. Like, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's really,
you don't want
it's
that.
hard to do.
You'd be exhausted.
You might ruin your swing.
DHing, man. You know, you got a lot of extra energy now.
Did you pay attention to your launch angle?
No.
Like how your home? So do you have a home run swing right now?
BP in the game is different though. Like BP, you can get on a little bit of a run. Like there's some days like when you're taking BP that you get on a little bit of a run, and it's just like that day you're just hitting everything. Like that's the kind of day we would need.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really know how it is until you get out there, you know. So if you got like locked in and got on a roll, then you're in trouble.
Would you be willing to have PFT and I be like your friends and family on the field with you?
I feel like you guys would have to go.
I would have to.
You guys would have to go, or you'd have to watch it with everybody else. I think that's what you're going to do last time, right?
Yeah, we were going to live stream it, but I feel like we'd have to be on the field.
And we'd have to be close for sure.
It would be so funny if
you guys could like hold the trophy and stuff.
We'll hold hands the whole time.
Down on the field holding up the portable camcorders like they used to do back in the day. Oh, man.
It would be, I mean... It would be hilarious.
They got showers right back there.
Yeah,
make it happen.
We have different definitions of hilarious. I think you entering and not winning would be hilarious.
I just don't even know if it would be allowed.
Yeah,
just not allowed to do that.
Which would be also hilarious if Rob Manfred had it came across his desk and he was just.
It would be the.
What is
it
this?
would be the most viewed derby. It would have to be. There's no way it wouldn't be.
Oh,
Adam Silver would watch that, be like, "How can we steal this idea for the NBA?
Yeah.
You can't steal this idea.
Yeah, you can't.
We're the
one
only
of
people.
one. That's the
only
beauty
people
of it.
dumb enough to make this bet.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was a good bet because it's given us like 8 years.
Yeah, it's so accidental too.
It's so
it was such an
accidental.
innocent. It was so innocent at the time.
When was the last time you watched the video that this was based off of?
He was watching it earlier today.
But you guys showed me a screenshot, but I hadn't seen it since then. Like since it first started, which I don't even remember what year that was anymore.
Yeah, see,
so here's we got to introduce your teammates to that since they didn't know about the ass eating and the reason why.
Yeah.
Go out there. Christian was in a film.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
He tried to
wasn't
pretend
me, but it was my twin.
Earlier he was like, "What year was that video anyway?" And we're like, "Dude, why are you asking us?"
Yeah, you should know.
Yeah.
I want to say it was like 2015.
He wants to say. Yeah.
Which is like, we're going on a solid 10 years now, but we didn't know each other that good then.
Yeah.
Now we know each other. I feel like I've got to be like one of your guys' most frequent guests.
Yeah. By far,
definitely number
you
one
and Dan
baseball.
Herron,
like 5 or something, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's always a good time.
Always
but
a
I feel
good
like
time.
it has to happen because the best part about it would be like I would for sure be thinking about this during,
Oh, yeah.
during the derby.
See, that's why I don't think you
You
could
know?
ever win because if you're in the finals in the derby, you would not be able to lock in.
I would be focused during it while I was hitting, but like in between, like
Yeah.
if you were going into the finals, like you were waiting for the finals to start in the derby, like how could you not think about it?
Like after every home run you would hit, you would just start laughing your ass off in the box.
I would
like,
for
this is
sure.
awesome.
I would maybe like if you were the guy that went second in the finals and you were like a couple away from winning with like a minute and a half left, I would have to call time because I would be laughing so hard about
You
it.
should let one of us pitch.
No, because then you could just roll them all up there. But just that image of being able to call time with like a minute left
And just
like,
looking
just
over
needing
at
like
us.
2 more homers,
Yeah.
and watching you guys just be devastated over there on the field.
It would be
with your camcorder, of course.
I might tackle you. I might run out there and take out your ACL. Yeah.
I might like have like a a wrestling entrance, have all 3 of my kids just bring them out as human shield right before the end, being like, "Christian, you sure?"
It potentially would be maybe like one of my favorite career moments.
You won the
How could you
MVP.
not? Yeah, I won an MVP, but I think this would be pretty like even with that. I think.
Oh man,
It'd be pretty even with that because 2019 was about to be pretty. That was your best shot actually, because I might have lost because Vladdy hit like 30 that year.
Yeah.
and that's who I was supposed to go up against, and he hit like 30 in the.
we
first
were
round.
happy you didn't
Yeah.
enter that year,
But I might have lost. I probably would have got bounced in the first round because 30 is a lot.
but you hit 44 home runs that year.
Yeah, but like game homers and like BP homers, it's a totally different game.
I still don't think you have a swing for it. I feel strong.
Ask these guys.
Nah, he doesn't have a
No?
swing for it.
Does he have a swing for it? Yes or no? Home run derby.
Yeah. Oh shit, they're giving us a look.
How good does it feel to hit a home run, dude? Is it that same feeling where you don't even feel
Yeah, it
the
never gets
contact?
old. Well, some feel better than others, but
Yeah.
yeah, when you like really get one, it still feels cool.
Yeah, because I mean, tell me if I'm way wrong, but like when you really barrel one up, it's almost like you don't even swing because it just like goes
yeah,
with
you don't
it.
feel anything.
Right.
Like, you don't feel the ball off the bat.
That's
yeah,
gotta
it's a
be
good
the
feeling.
best.
It's loud, sounds loud, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty sweet. It never gets old.
You ever used a cork bat for batting practice?
No,
And then
for the derby.
We
though,
should
huh?
start that rumor so
Yeah.
he gets suspended.
Well, you did it in batting practice. Somebody accidentally put
Maybe
it
we
in.
use a torpedo bat in the derby.
That's
what do you
fine.
think about that? You guys
Don't do it. No, don't do it.
No, that's
nothing involving the derby.
Nothing involving the derby.
Don't do anything with the derby.
Nothing involving
and the
derby.
balls are like super juiced.
Watch it on TV like the rest of us.
Jeff
yeah.
could put in a good word too with MLB.
You were just saying that you need, it'd be nice to have a little summer. You get a couple days
I mean,
off
we
for
don't
the
get one
All-Star
anyway.
break.
That'd be a fun way to spend your couple days off. You know?
All right. Well, Christian, thanks so much, man. We appreciate you stopping by. And yeah, just listen, you won MVP. Let's
cool
just
it.
remember it. You're the MVP for life. You don't want it to be like Christian Yelich. He made two guys eat each other's ass. Let's just keep it Christian Yelich MVP.
But also won the home run derby.
Yeah.
But
That's
also
a sweet trophy.
Yeah,
too,
that
you
is
know?
a sweet trophy. You
could
get a
mess up-
truck? Do you get a truck? You might get a
I think
truck.
so. I think if you that's All-Star Game MVP. I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
Did you get anything for being MVP?
No, they give you like a plaque, like a
No car?
it's like a circle. No, it's like a circle with your name on it.
Oh.
It says MVP.
Did you get your gold card yet or no?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
So you can go, that's the coolest thing
Yeah.
ever, that
That's
every
8 years. 8 years of service time. Yeah.
If you play 8 years in Major League Baseball, you get a card that you can go into any game ever.
I think they give you like the 2 best available tickets if you like walk up to the box office.
That's so cool.
awesome.
So you can sit it like pretty much anywhere you want.
Yeah, and it's just regular season games though, so like no playoff games or anything like that. Or I don't even know if opening day or playoffs. But then the rest of the games, yeah, apparently I've never obviously tried it yet.
Well,
but-
let me have it. I'll try
Is
it.
it a physical card?
yeah, it's just a gold card with your name. It says like MLB lifetime pass on it, your name.
That's
It's pretty
awesome.
That's a cool thing to have.
Yeah, it's a gold,
Yeah,
basically like a gold credit card looking thing.
that's pretty sick. All right, Christian. Thanks so much, man.
You got it, guys.
Christian Yelich is brought to you by our great friends at Shady Rays. I'm wearing Shady Rays right now. Hank is dipping out. I'm here cool as a cucumber, rocking the Shady Rays, the best sunglasses in the world. Get ready for your next adventure with shades that are built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Now, Hank, you can go. It's okay. What do you think about Shady Rays, Hank? You want to contribute to the ad?
Yeah, they look great.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Hank. And you can get your very own pair of Shady Rays for a great deal right now. They also have the best guarantee in the entire business. If your shades go MIA or take a hit, don't sweat it. They've got lost and broken protection, so you're covered from day one. Not sure if Shady Rays is the right fit for you? No worries. If you don't love them, you can exchange or return them for free within 30 days. Shopping with Shady Rays is truly risk-free, and their team always has your back with personal and fast support. They're a proudly independent sunglasses company offering top-tier quality that rivals even the most expensive brands. They got durable frames, crystal clear optics, and they're perfect for every outdoor moment. Upgrade your eyewear game today. See why Shady Rays is the go-to choice for every moment under the sun. And again, they've got the best guarantee in the business. Exchange or return them for free within 30 days. Shopping with Shady Rays is risk-free. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com, use code PMT, get 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people with Shady Rays. Christian Yelich was also brought to you by Chevy. For over a century, Chevy's been building trucks that don't flinch, they never quit. Whether you're hauling lumber on the job or trying to get the smoker, the cooler, the cornhole boards, and the whole crew to the tailgate on time, Chevy gets you there. When Chevy says most dependable truck, they're not just speculating. Chevy trucks have earned more dependability awards for trucks than any other brand, according to J.D. Power 2025. Sounds like they've got the stats to prove it. You can draft yours at Chevy.com. In every Chevy truck, dependability comes standard. For more on Chevy trucks, visit Chevy.com and visit jdpower.com/awards for more award details. And now here's John Summit.
Okay, we now welcome on a very, very, very special guest. He is the hottest name in DJing right now, hottest name in dance music. It is John Summit, who, I'll say right now, I think The Office is more a buzz for you to be here than like we've had, NFL MVPs, we've had, big time guests, and everyone's like, when's John Summit coming in? So congrats to that. We're a little older, but everyone in this office is like, John Summit's coming. John Summit's coming.
Oh
so,
yeah, I love that. I mean, you guys still can come to the show.
Yeah, no, listen. Do
you have like a matinee that you do?
Yeah,
we can make that work.
Get home by 7.
Yeah, so I want to get into your whole career because it's very fascinating. But how long? You do at least 3 hours every time that you do a set?
Pretty much 2 hours now, but it'll go from 2 to 12 hours, depends how I'm feeling.
And can you sit while you're listening?
No.
Okay, all right. So I'm out.
You can get you guys chairs, you can sit in the VIP.
Yeah, so you are like the hottest name right now in DJing. For people who don't know, he has had a crazy rise. So you and the craziest part is that you were an accountant before this, right?
Yes. Yeah, I was working at Ernst & Young here in Chicago, actually.
So how long were you an accountant for?
A year and a half until we mutually parted ways.
Oh,
okay,
like
so
that.
you got fired. So
Does that mean like you were working on your side gig and they're
Pretty
like, hey,
much.
we know that you don't care about actuarial tables. So
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I'd show up late to work every single day with like bloodshot eyes because I'd be DJing at night. And then, I was a terrible employee.
You were the coolest accountant ever? I think that's
that's the accountant.
The accountant, Ben Affleck. Wait, so go back. So you University of Illinois.
Yep.
You started DJing there. You graduate. And you're like, I'm going to be an accountant, even though I love DJing.
Yeah, because I wasn't making any money DJing, and so it was kind of just doing it as a hobby and a passion. And so counting during the day, DJing at night, and then I was always releasing music on SoundCloud and everything like that too. And then it started going more and more viral, and then I started touring. I was only making like $200-300 a night. And then it wasn't really until COVID and like the whole world locked down in 2020 where like all the TikToks and stuff started going like insanely viral.
So your music on TikTok.
Yeah, so as a DJ, you actually got bigger during COVID.
Oh yeah.
When everybody else was like, well, I can't DJ because there's no crowds anywhere.
Exactly, but I was like literally broke living at home, and then I think everyone else, especially like entertainers, like took it easy and like rested with their family and friends and stuff, where I was like putting out new songs every single day.
Yeah.
And just like going 100%.
Were you working in accounting still then?
No, I got fired the year before.
Okay, the year before. All right, so that's fascinating. So do you remember the TikTok that you were like the first one where it was like, oh shit, people are using this and it's getting a lot of views?
The song was called Deep End, if you've ever heard that one. And that was like the sound went viral, but it was more so like just gaining the fans and community and like growing from like 1,000 followers to 10,000 to 100,000. So it wasn't like one specific song.
Right.
So if you're producing songs for TikTok, are you micromanaging your songs, knowing that like, hey, this 7-second clip right here?
Well, so I wasn't producing for TikTok, so I'd like actually release on Spotify and all of that stuff too. But I would like heavily market it on there and then do funny shit, and like I would like go on Instagram Live every day chugging White Claws to my music, and people thought that was funny for some reason.
Yeah.
It was like back when like I was DJing on Twitch every single day, like when everyone was just sitting at home getting fucked up.
Yeah.
So as an accountant, were you hiding your hobby from the people at work, or did you tell them like everybody there knew that you were DJ at night?
I definitely hid the hobby. There's only like a couple people that knew. But then eventually, like I played Coachella in 2022, and like my senior manager came to the show.
No
and
shit.
Stuff. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like some of your coworkers, like, do they text you being like, I hate you now? Because
pretty much. Yeah.
Like watching your vlogs, you're jet setting around the world, and
well,
like,
they try to convince me like to stick with the accounting and stuff, because they don't like just fire you right away, especially in like Big Four accounting. They try to coach you through it, but I was just like genuinely terrible.
Yeah. Wait, so that means you passed your CPA, right? That's a hard test.
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
Yeah. So did you pass on your first time?
Pretty much all on my first time. I had to do like the tax one like 3 times.
Okay.
It's a little rough.
Now, were you hiding your accounting life from the people that you were hanging out with at shows?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No way I talked about that. I don't think such.
You were just you were two different people. That's Clark Kent and Superman.
It's like a full like Batman like lifestyle for me.
Do you ever miss anything about being an accountant? Like anything at all?
The stability, I guess.
I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah.
I like.
Oh no, I had to think of something.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, the camaraderie, the locker room with the boys, lunch breaks, the 20-minute lunch breaks you get.
Yeah, no, I really don't miss anything from that.
Yeah, I would imagine not. So, what was the so the COVID happens, your TikToks start blowing up. Was there another moment where it was like it went from, oh shit, this is a fun little gig, side project, something that I'm very passionate about, to, oh my God, this is now going to change my life, and I'm going to do this and be really good at it for a long time?
I don't know. I was pretty delusional, and I convinced myself I was always going to make it, especially when I left the accounting world in 2019. And like to me, when I was like DJing like 200-person clubs, I was like, oh my God, I'm huge. I'm a big famous DJ, blah, blah, blah. And like, but then it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then, yeah, it wasn't until like after COVID when all the festivals opened up and I did like Lollapalooza for the first time in 2022. And I did the Perry stage there. And that was like actually insane. And I was like, oh shit, I think I can really make it with it.
Yeah.
That is cool. So what is your songwriting process like?
So I usually I just did an album it came out last July, and then I write that in London. So I usually go there, write out like the chords and stuff with vocalists, and kind of just work from there. And then I do all my production in Miami right now. But I was just telling you before this, I produced in Chicago, just like a couple boxes away from here for like 8-10 years.
That's awesome.
So you would like sit down with a piano or a guitar and a vocalist, and you just like write the song that way.
Yeah, it's just like super basic chords though, because then you can just write lyrics and like melodies off that.
And then you just get in the lab and start adding textures to it, all that stuff.
Exactly.
How do you know when to stop adding stuff to the songs?
That's a very good question, and that's what most people struggle with. And I'm very good at finishing tracks. Like in 2020, I literally did like 100 tracks that year. And then it's just, you kind of just have to hit a certain point when you know it's good and you send it. I have a good like group of people that I send out to and they tell me that it's good and you just kind of move on.
Because if you're listening to something that you're writing, you probably keep hearing things that you could add.
1000%.
And you keep getting different ideas. Like, what if I put this high saw over top of it? And then you have to have somebody that tells you, hey man, it's good as it is.
No, literally. Right? I mean, when I did like Shiver, I got to like version, which is like one of my big records. I got to version 27 and I kept sending it to people and they're like, dude, we literally can't tell the difference. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
And I'm just like, running in circles basically.
Ship it.
Whenever you put together a song, have you ever accidentally dropped the beat at the wrong point? You had to like move it, be like shit.
Well, I mean, I fuck up all the time.
Yeah,
but I'm good at covering my fuck. Were you talking about when I'm DJing? Or
no, when you're actually writing a song. Have you ever moved where you dropped the beat?
Oh,
you're like, that didn't work.
No, of course. And then you just try different things, and that's like how you stay interesting in dance music is when you bring in the drops and stuff when people don't expect it. So we call that happy little accidents.
Oh,
when you like do a little fuck up and you're like, wait, this actually kind of works.
Yeah. Wait. All right. So when you're actually DJing, this is gonna sound really dumb.
Yeah,
I apologize. But are you doing anything when you're at a show, or are you just pressing the button?
Yes, I'm doing things. Well,
how much stuff are you doing?
Well, it depends, right? So it's like you can be doing 3 to 4 tracks at once.
Okay.
And then you have extra layering and stuff like that too. But it depends like what kind of set I'm doing. If I'm doing a club set, I don't come in there with any single game plan whatsoever. Okay. So I guess it would be kind of, I'm trying to dumb it down as much as possible right now. Like if I was just if you were to show up to a Vegas nightclub and I hand you the aux and be like, yo, play for the next 3 hours.
Right.
But then you have to actually smoothly blend everything together, make sure it's all in key, make sure the phrasing, everything's right.
Right.
And you can get creative with it because I had extra acapellas on top. I cut out, the bass and stuff.
Right. So in that, and then what about if you have like a festival set? Is that more set up?
Depends, yeah, because I'm very involved with the lighting and visuals and all of that. So it's like a whole production process. So a lot of the work is done beforehand. And because I don't know if you've seen like any of these EDM shows at all, but everything's like time coded and synced. And then that's what we plan with the team and doing rehearsals and all of that.
So festival, you're able to have a little more fun where you're just pressing a button.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mean that in a bad way. You created the music, so like, if I created the music, I would be like, yeah, watch me press the button. I fucking made this.
No, yeah,
I got the best button in the world. You don't have a button like mine.
But it's good to clear it up because obviously I'm so stupid. Like, I think I watched some of your sets and you're obviously dancing, getting in the crowd, and that clearly is like part of what you have to do as a DJ.
Of course, because you have to have like some of the performer aspect to it.
Right.
And that's why now I'm bringing in like when I just did Kia Forum in LA, I did 3 nights there. I brought like a whole orchestra.
I saw that.
So
it was sick.
So that was cool. And then now like that visuals are such a big deal because I just played the Sphere last month.
Oh,
nice. Have you guys been there yet?
I have. I've been there. I'm actually going back.
All right, for the Dead.
For the Dead,
it's
yeah.
fucking nuts.
Yeah, I'm so excited to go back.
And so that obviously a lot of the work is spent making visuals for that.
Wait, did you do the Sphere just yourself?
I played with before Anima.
Okay.
So he has that show. It's insane. It's the biggest. It's the most expensive show you can possibly do. So I do plan on doing it in the future, but it's a big investment.
Yeah. As a performer at the Sphere, do you ever get lost in the Sphere?
I was just like staring at the wall the whole time.
Yeah.
I was tripping out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's pretty intense. What about, so Big Cat was saying like you put the beat drop in the wrong place.
Yeah.
What about when you take the beat away? and you let the
you edge 'em?
Yeah, you edge them. You let the anticipation.
that's
it. Yeah,
What's the
of course.
longest you've ever edged an audience?
Well, I was probably cooked while DJing. This is when I played in Miami, and I do like the very long sets, and I'll edge them for a good 5 to 7 minutes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, if it's like if I gotta go to the bathroom too, I'll put on a loop and then go run for like 4 minutes, and they have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. What about are you partying when you're DJing, or you? I saw that you did the Colorado or the Vail shows sober. But are you normally?
Not the Veil show sober.
okay.
The shows after that, I was very
all
much
right.
not sober there.
Okay.
It depends.
Please strike that from the record. He was fucked up for the Vail shows.
I mean, there was like a stretch of years where I was like drinking party like 5 nights a week, and it was just getting like too much, and I was getting too wrapped up in it, and then that obviously affected my performance a little bit. So now it's like I pick and choose my battles.
Yeah.
Like Vegas, I do 20 times a year. That's so easy to me. So now I'm taking shots during that. And it's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
But these big shows, especially when you do things like Coachella, Lollapalooza and stuff, yeah, you have to be
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah. How when you're DJing like a club, how hot of a girl does the girl have to be for you to put on her song? We talking
on her
9.5 out of 10? Yeah.
Wait. So when they have like a song request? or
No,
something?
yeah, they're just like, hey, John, I want you to play this song. You like, they gotta be really hot.
They have to have great vibes and great energy.
Great vibes.
Great
Great
mind.
vibes. Your vibes are a little bit off. Maybe hit the gym. Your vibes will get better. What if a guy like me came up to you and I got like $20 in my hand, folded up? I'm like, can you play Freebird?
I'm gonna have to say no to that.
Say no to Freebird.
What if
But
I
my
had
vibes are
100
great.
No, the vibes are great. I might be able to mix it in somehow.
Yeah, what if I had 100K cash? I was like, hey, dude, I need Freebird right now.
Freebird's coming up.
Okay.
Can you talk to us again, like we're 6 years old, and explain to us what is the difference between EDM, house, techno?
So EDM is kind of an all-encompassing term that was like created by Americans. So like Europeans and the rest of the world hate it. So it's like, and I was like a snob, like because I started making underground music and tech house and like stuff you hear at like the warehouse parties and stuff here. And so I kind of avoid that term for the longest time, but it basically means all of dance music. What it means electronic
dance music.
Yeah. And then house is just 4 on the 4, kick, clap, hat. And then techno, it's like just a kick. I mean, you probably know techno when you hear it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Got it.
And then disco, and then but now all these genres are all mashed. And during my sets, I play everything. I play like dubstep to house to techno, everything. Yeah.
And how much? Like, are you allowed to just sample off other people? I never understood that. Like a DJ,
yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Really?
So I sample everything and anything. Yeah.
And do they ever come after you or say like, hey, what are you doing?
Well,
like the actual.
No, because I think people like their songs getting spread. Like when I go to like EDC, for example, I hear my song everywhere, but in a different flip and a different style.
Yeah.
And then like I just like did like a Britney Spears remix, like made it in my hotel room 2 hours before my set last week in Sydney, and now we're already figuring out how to get that officially cleared.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Do you ever sample podcasts?
Oh, you could.
If you guys have a good little tagline or something,
Yeah, just Big Cat saying the Bears are back.
Yeah, and PFD saying, shut the fuck up, Hank.
Shut the fuck up, Hank would go. That would go dumb.
go hard.
Maybe just Hank's yawn would be good too.
That's a good way to ruin a concert, to have our podcast.
I think that would work when I play in Chicago or something.
Yeah.
Wouldn't this party be better if it was a podcast? No. It would never be better.
So Max, our normal producer, is a huge fan of yours. He's sick.
His diarrhea today.
He's got diarrhea. He's puking. But his best friend Jackie Tables, he is a huge John Summit fan. So I think he saw you all 3 nights in Chicago. Then he went on vacation to see you in Vail.
In Vail, you went?
Tahoe.
Fuck yeah.
So he goes everywhere that you go. Jack, do you have some questions for John?
Yeah, sure. They told me about 10 minutes before I was doing this, so I apologize if these suck.
All good.
One, do you miss performing at Spy Bar? And if you do perform there again, can me, Big Cat, and PFT come?
I do kind of miss performing there. Have you guys ever been there before?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Yeah, it's a
I've
sick
not.
spot. And then that's where I played a lot in like 2017, basically to COVID. But yeah, if I did there, it'd have to be a little pop-up set. Because the last time I was here in Chicago, I did a pop-up at Portillo's.
I saw. Yeah, Jack was there.
Oh, I was at that one too.
Yeah, that was fucking lit. But yeah, I think Spy Bar, it would have to be so low-key. I don't know.
Like low-key?
Yeah. Or I kind of just show up. I kind of like just showing up and starting to play places and people being like, oh, fuck.
Yes, John Summit.
I think it's kind of high-key, low-key.
Yeah, that's true.
It might be. Wait,
But I wouldn't announce the date or anything, and I would just start doing it, because otherwise you have like a line around the block.
Yeah.
The whole fucking
We didn't get the invite.
No, yes, you got.
No, that was the other part. That was definitely not part of
That
it.
invite from Jack was just like, can I come to the show?
Yeah, he's using
I'll
us.
make Big Cat and PFT feel important.
I have 3 kids. I'm not going to the show. But Jack is going to go to the
If
show.
I was to, where would you want to see me play if I was to play in Chicago? A father of 3.
My backyard, just for me and my kids. Could you do like a kids bop set?
Yeah, I can figure that out.
That would rock. My kids have their birthdays coming up. That would be. Might have to get John Summit for my kids' birthdays.
Down.
No, I would like to see you live. It's just I can't go to Tahoe to see you, which looked insane.
Of course, no, that was awesome.
The ski resorts. All right, Jack, what's your other question?
What's the worst thing someone has done behind the DJ booth?
Oh, good question.
I mean, you have all like the usual things like
Played levels.
yeah, like I don't know, like drugs, like puking.
I saw the
Pissing
girl
in the
steal the tequila.
Oh yeah, but
one
that's the
time.
absolute worst thing you can do is steal my tequila bottle.
Oh no!
Have you seen this video?
No.
Yeah, like 3 people said, like, "Oh, John Summit's coming." You got to ask him about the time the girl stole the.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, please.
She just jacked your
No,
tequila bottle?
I shoot her off, but she got pretty killed by the internet after that.
Yeah, I mean
can't
that's
steal
a
a-
big no-no.
You can't reach on stage.
While
and-
I'm DJing, that's ridiculous, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
When you were when you oh, here it is.
Oh, here it is. Oh, out of your hand.
I was like, nah, get the
Oh,
fuck out
that's
of here.
insane.
He's
And I
like,
go
no.
straight for the pole.
That's a good bottle too.
Yeah, that's an insane move to try to grab it
Yeah,
out of
it
your
was
hand.
in Tampa though, so that kind of behavior is kind of expected there.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's fair.
So when you're up on stage and you're DJing and you're sober,
Yeah.
if you're taking a night off, are you like, holy shit, everyone's really bad at dancing?
Well, I'm just like, holy shit, everyone looks crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, especially like in our scene where then people just take everything and anything, and I'm like, oh shit, is this what I normally look like?
Yeah.
I try not to think about it too
Yeah.
much.
What are your like friends, from Illinois or childhood friends think? Like, do they go to your shows?
Yeah,
and
no, they go
stuff?
all those shows. It's awesome. Like I'm meeting up with them after this.
Love it. And what about your
come on.
parents? Were they? I'm sure they were super supportive of you leaving a Big Four.
Yeah.
For a DJ job.
Yeah, and then when I left the accounting world, my mom was like crying her eyes out. And my dad's like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? So I kind of had to figure it out for myself for like a year. But that's like motivation, right?
Yeah, and also you can flip it on them now.
Yeah.
You just be like, look at me now.
Yeah, now they go to now they have too much fun.
Right.
I need to like send them home sometimes.
Yeah, no, my mom did not want me to she's like, you can't be a blogger. There's no future in that. And I remind her every day. I'm like, you're getting like a 3-star old folks home.
Yeah.
Yeah, like at max.
How many years did it take for her to realize?
Oh,
like,
she still probably wishes I was like a lawyer or something, which I would have never been able to pull off. But yeah, there's just, I mean, it's an unorthodox job. So
what kind of benefits does she get? Do you ever get her like free tickets to a sports game?
yeah, I mean, I pay for all her vacations now. So yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean, there are perks, but also if you're talking to older people and you're trying to explain what you do for a living, I'm sure that can that's a long conversation to have. They're like, "What do you do?" I'm a DJ. Oh, what, like on the radio? What do
Yeah.
you do?
Well,
You
I
have
just
to,
say like entertainer, and then because I have like a Vegas residency, and they're like, "Oh, so you're like Elvis?" I'm like, sure.
Yeah. Have you noticed though that your name now, like when you say it like DJ, and then you say John Summit, people are starting to recognize it more. Maybe the older people as well.
Like my own name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's got to make it easier.
Oh, yeah,
because
no,
like
it's
saying
nice.
like I'm a blogger, and then you have to be like Barstool Sports, and then you have to like.
But it's kind of a good thing though, because you don't want to be like a full on household name. Like it's kind of scary
True.
if I got to like the Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift level,
Right.
Or you can't like leave your house or anything.
Do you get stopped if you walk down the street today? Would you have a bunch of people noticing
decent
you?
amount, but it's normally just like, John Summit, what's up?
Oh,
I'm
that's
like,
good.
Hey. But not like really kind of like interrupting my day or anything.
That's a good
And, like,
spot
I mean,
to
you
be.
guys get stopped for selfies all the time here. I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun.
It's a
because
good problem to have.
Yeah, it's like people are very nice in.
But I'm
real
sure
life.
it's even worse in your own domain because, like, if I'm in like a festival or a club, it's really bad. So for you guys at a sporting event, it's probably really bad, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to say bad, but you know.
No,
it's all good. Like I would much rather that be the problem than having nobody ask me for a picture.
Yes.
And
That's
people
when
are so much nicer in real life than they are online.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's not even.
I've had some trouble just like with Twitter and stuff recently because people are fucking relentless there, man.
Oh, tell us.
Yeah.
We could help you out. You want us to? We'll be an army for you. What's the problem?
It's just all bullshit, and it's just mostly because I think like I've gotten really big, and like when it's just an easy target kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's weird seeing like internet turn on you sometimes out of nowhere, and you're like, "What the fuck is this all about?"
Online culture is basically built on building people up, and the minute they get to the top, you'd be like, "Fuck that guy, we hate him."
But I always wonder, I'm like, should I take like because like Portnoy, for example, he just fights right back and always has, and I think always will.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, should I take that stance? But then when I do it, it ruins my whole day because then I'm on my phone for the next 8 hours and I'm reading it all, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta actually make music, not just
right
on the internet.
It's like Dave's job is kind of to do that.
Yeah,
to go back.
And he's really good at it.
Yeah, you have
really
a different job that's kind of unrelated from clapping back at people online.
Yeah, that's true. And his provides legitimate entertainment.
Correct.
Yeah. Just get a burner.
Yeah,
Just get a burner.
I really should at this point.
So what's like next for you? Are you working on a new album? Like, is there a festival you want to play? Is there what are like, or have you kind of reached the highest
summit?
level of, the summit of
No,
DJ?
I don't think I've reached the summit yet. I mean, I always there's more music. I've only done one album so far, and all my favorite artists have done multiple. And then I still gotta do some big things like in Chicago. Like can't announce anything yet, but the next shows will be very big here.
Oh,
but then I'm starting to do. The goal is to do festivals with the Experts Only brand and the label I have too, and signing a bunch of new artists and kind of just growing the whole scene in general.
Awesome.
That's very cool. Yeah. What would you say is the best electronic song of all time, and why is it Sandstorm?
Sandstorm's up there, man. Best electronic song of all time, though. I mean, I'm just a huge Deadmau5 fan at heart, so I love Strobe. That was the first time I ever saw electronic music, was like here at Lollapalooza when I was in high school, seeing Deadmau5, and that blew my mind.
You were instantly like, yes, this is my life now.
Yep. Because I liked bands and stuff, especially throughout high school, but it wasn't until I saw that show I was like, holy shit, this is what I can do. And then you can just go home, just download the program on your computer. I don't use anything but my laptop to make music.
Wait, yeah, so you were fully self-taught, right?
Yep.
So did you play any instruments growing up?
Like elementary piano. But you can just learn it all and do it all on your laptop nowadays.
So you taught yourself with like YouTube videos and stuff? That's crazy.
Yeah. And all the programs are awesome nowadays. And you can just draw in all the notes and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then I work with like actual vocalists and stuff like that too. So it's kind of like working with a band now when I make music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you thought about doing you might do this already, but in electronic music at large, has there been a lot of crossover between live bands, like rock bands, and then adding in the electronic?
Well, so Zed at Coachella this past weekend just had John Mayer come out during his set.
That's cool.
And then he did like a live version of Clarity and stuff, and I thought that was really sick. So, and that was kind of like the shit that we were listening to in college, if you remember the Zed era and Clarity and all that. So, I think just evolving the music and kind of turning it into a full live experience, especially with AI and stuff nowadays. I think people crave like seeing live music.
Right. Yeah. So how does AI incorporate into this? Because I feel like I can tell AI still when I hear it.
Yes.
But I think 5-10 years from now, I don't know if anybody's gonna be able to tell the difference.
But it could never replicate the live experience though. So maybe AI can make a Spotify song, and maybe like all of that's gonna be like robot generated. Like who fucking knows? It's kind of creepy that you can like type in like house song, it'll just make a house song out of nowhere. But you can't beat a live show, and that's the one thing I think some DJs lack, is that they just I think adding in all these extra elements will make it dope.
No vibes from AI.
No.
Negative aura.
No aura.
Yeah.
Are you going to have John Mayer do a show with you?
No, I'm trying to think of someone else. I got to be creative and unique. Who's a younger John Mayer?
Who here plays guitar?
I don't know. I'm kind of like a younger John Mayer.
Yeah. PFT plays guitar.
How old is John Mayer?
I think we're older than him.
Are we older than John Mayer?
Maybe not.
I think I am a younger John Mayer.
Yeah, John Mayer might be in his 40s.
You could be a newer John Mayer, though.
He's 47.
Because he's been around forever.
Dude, he's old as shit. He's washed.
Yeah, if you want to meet John Mayer, I know him. I met him once. That's pretty much it.
So you guys are best friends?
Yeah, pretty much best friends. I met him once for 15 minutes.
Was he playing with the Dead when you went there?
Yeah, at the Sphere.
That's sick.
Yeah,
that's sick.
He's the best. So this is another dumb question. I feel like I just built this up in my head, but having a residency at Vegas has to be like the coolest thing ever. Do you have like a penthouse at the place you're doing it? And you get to
it's kind of like a main suite, and it has like a pool table. It's big. It has my own separate room. And
so you just get to party all weekend when you're doing it?
Pretty much, yeah.
It's
in the same building as the club, so then when I'm done with the set, you
just take the party upstairs.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's fucking awesome. So it's exactly what I thought.
Yeah, it's a pretty good life.
Yeah.
So now that like you're massive, you're big, you've got the residency going on. Do you have to force yourself to adhere to that same schedule that got you to that place where you're like, I have to put in work. I got to write songs. Like, how do you manage having the best time ever? With also being dedicated to making?
Well, I'm also like an extreme workaholic, and I do credit the accounting and the CPA and all of that for instilling discipline. And I think most artists don't have any discipline at all. And even with working out and stuff too, I have a pretty good schedule, like Monday through Friday. But I mean, you guys know how it is that if you like work your ass off during the week, then the weekend's so much more fun. But if the party never ends, then it's like I used to get swept up in the mess like that.
I imagine, yeah.
But I got Vegas this weekend, so I'm just like,
So we ask, we've had people on from all walks of life. We Dungeons and Dragons. We've had professional bowlers. We had a Rubik's Cube master.
Yeah, the best in the world.
Yeah. So and we asked all of them this question, like, how are the chicks? Pretty good.
The chicks, like, so
are they as good as the Dungeons and Dragons chicks?
No, they can't be.
There's no way.
They might be less. They're probably less freaky.
No, yeah, no one's getting dressed up as a wizard.
A lot less role play. That's for sure.
Those sexy goblins at your show.
I'm curious. What was their answer for that? I'm so curious.
The Rubik's Cube guy is swimming in it.
Yeah. Pete Weber. He's the ladies' man.
I ran into the Rubik's Cube guy down at the Jersey Shore one time. He was at a bar that I was at. I was like, hey, man, good to see you again. What brings you down here? He's like, I mean, look around the room, man.
God damn, I gotta pick up the Rubik's Cube.
He's good with his hands.
Also, I know that like DJs, like they kind of, because the old Diplo tweet that doing girls is cool, but doing work lasts longer and more fulfilling.
That is true.
That's pretty cool.
Diplo said that?
Yeah, he said, doing girls is cool.
Yeah.
Fact.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
But doing work lasts longer and more fulfilling. Took me 35 years to figure it out. So I don't know if you figured it out yet, but
I figured that out.
Like doing girls, very cool.
Yeah,
it's still cool. We're not
doing
saying it's
work.
not cool.
Exactly.
We're not trying to say that doing girls isn't cool.
It's the work hard, play hard mentality, right?
Yeah.
Is Pete Weber, is that the bowler that's like whoever you think you are?
Yes.
Oh, what a
yeah, actually today's the anniversary of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And he's swimming in it?
He is. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I think he might be married.
He might be married, but he was.
He was.
And
at one point.
if he wasn't married, dog.
Yeah.
He would be a dog.
Yeah.
Jack, you got any more questions?
Yeah, you do. You got another question. Come on. You want?
He's-
Hey,
Jackie's
John, you
nervous.
want to be my best friend?
I did. Well, yeah, I do. But I heard a rumor you worked at McDonald's in college. Is that true?
No, I didn't work at McDonald's.
Okay.
No, I just worked at the bar, and then I got fired from the bar, and then I still wanted to work at the bar I was at. It's called Red Lion in University of Illinois.
I've been there,
Champaign. And they're like, well, we need a DJ. So that was like the start of my DJ career.
How much did they pay you?
I got like $100 a night.
Oh, that's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
For college, that's like 100 drinks.
It's like
All right, so you got to fix the McDonald's thing. I also saw like online said you were 5'6".
Yeah, what the
That's
fuck is
crazy.
up with that? That's what I'm saying. Is these Twitter haters.
How
are finding
tall are
every
you?
Way. I'm 6'1".
Okay.
6'2" on a good day.
Okay. All right. So confirmed. Because I saw that and I was like, oh shit, John Summers.
You thought I was going to come here?
I thought you were going to come in here and put you in my back pocket and be like, hey kids, I brought this DJ home.
It does rock though that every time you get fired from a job, you get better at DJing.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you do your own taxes?
Not anymore.
Okay.
No.
So you did at one point.
Isn't there like a Jay-Z line that's like my accountant's got an accountant? That's the goal now.
Yeah, but I feel like you might at some point just want to crack your knuckles and be like, I'm going back to the old me.
Yeah. Well, I gotta do that for like my business and stuff too, and I do like I have to audit my business.
You should go back to your old office.
Yeah, should I?
Yeah, that would be a very funny video vlog, just showing up.
I've kind of suppressed that from my memory.
How long were you? How long were you actually an accountant?
Like a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah. So now.
All right. Yeah, that's good enough to be able to suppress it. If it was like 5 years, it'd be tough.
Yeah. I feel like at those companies they go through so much turnover too. It wouldn't even be any of the same people.
Yeah.
I love the idea of you coming in like in Fight Club, like Edward Norton. He comes in, he's got like a banged up face every day because he's getting beat up at night. You come in, you just got red eyes because you've been.
That's
up
literally
all night
what it was
DJing.
though. Yeah, because I would do full on benders though, because my set times would be like 4 to 7 a.m. at these warehouses.
That's crazy. So I imagine that being a DJ, your sleep schedule is all off.
Oh, it's completely fucked.
Do you ever go to bed before 11?
I did last night.
Oh, there you
I
go.
had a nice wholesome night. I went to Duck Duck Goat here in Westwood.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome restaurant. Yeah.
Very cool.
So wait, so when you go to sleep that early, is your body like, what the hell's going on, dude?
Pretty much, because then I woke up at 3, like completely disoriented. Like, what the fuck is going on? And I just got back from Australia too, so I'm all fucked up.
Yeah.
You're like somebody out there is partying. It's not me.
Wait, so when do you sleep? Like if you do, do you sleep just during the day?
Sometimes, yeah. But then I wait to the flights. Like Australia, that was like a 22-hour flight.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that was nice.
Yeah.
Are there any other DJs that you like really respect what they're doing right now? Up and coming guys we should be aware of?
Up and coming guys.
Dante the Don.
The guys I work with on the label right now, Max Styler and Leighton Giordani, are absolutely fucking smashing it. And then I'm trying to think of guys you would know at all. I mean, if you just found out who I am, you probably don't know too much of the city.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
You know what it is though? So when this was probably 6 months ago, where everyone was like John Summit, and I listened to one of your songs, like I know this song. So it's like one of those things. You hear the song before you put
and
it
it's
together.
tough too because I'm like the producer on the records. I'm not the one singing. So
Right.
it's not like super obvious. It's not like Bieber or wherever the fuck, Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
I mean, who were the DJs when you were back in college days?
Jazzy Jeff.
Okay.
No.
that
Avicii,
was like 20 years
Diplo.
before. Yeah, Avicii. Yeah.
Okay. sick.
Calvin Harris.
Yep.
I liked
of course.
Calvin Harris a lot. I'm really dating myself.
Yeah.
That era was nuts though, because they were like full on pop stars. I feel like 10
Yeah.
years ago, but just the world has a little changed a little bit.
Yeah. It does. It is weird that
Because
has
Calvin
changed.
was collabing with like Rihanna and all
Right.
that. Which,
Yeah.
I haven't done any like big pop star collabs. So
Who'd you want to work with?
I can give Rihanna a shout out right now. Take her out of retirement.
Yeah.
I don't know who I'd want to work with. I know. I really like what Charlie XCX is doing right now. I think that's fucking dope.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen any of the clips from her shows at all.
Yeah.
Also, White Panda. I should have said them. I wish they would
they're like
keep
the
making
mashup
it.
kings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if they keep doing it.
Girl Talk. You remember them?
Yep.
They were great.
White Panda, the yearly end of the year mashup was so awesome. It'd be like
We'd
an
party
hour
in my
long.
basement with all my friends, drinking like water bottle vodka.
Yeah.
Put that shit on.
Just put it on for an hour drive. Get you there fast. All right, I got one last question. Rowback question. RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Rowback.com. Promo code TAKE. All right, so I asked you. This has been so much fun, John. We appreciate you coming by. And I do want to go to a show. We got to figure that out. Jack will probably be. How many times have you actually seen John?
Probably like 7 or 8.
Okay,
All
nice.
right, Jack's on guest list. Then.
Yeah.
Hell
Yo,
yeah.
That's
man.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Love that.
I'll tell you off camera where it's at.
Okay.
Extra
love
security for
Love
Jack.
that.
Love that.
Full cavity search when Jack comes in.
What's the longest set you've ever done?
That's been 12 hours. In
Holy
Miami.
shit.
And you were standing up the whole time?
The entire time, yeah.
How did you do that? Did you have to take a shit during it?
No.
I can't go 12 hours.
No, I mean, a decent amount of Adderall, that keeps you going.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
How tired were you after?
Oh, I was so fucking spent.
You had to
You
have
had to be
been.
carried home after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brutal.
But then, like, the
12
whole crowd
hours.
was still there the whole time. And then when I get off, they like start booing. They're like, "No, stay on." Like, you guys are fucking crackheads.
Yeah,
It's
12
nuts,
hours.
And it's like, then it's like 2 p.m. on a Tuesday too.
What about the most surreal place that you've ever DJ'd?
Surreal. I think Bali. I did this one set that's on YouTube. It's fucking epic. Have you ever been out there before?
No.
No.
But
add it to your list.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you done Ibiza? Obviously.
Yeah.
A
I'm
bunch?
doing like 4 headline dates there, so I'm starting like a residency thing. Yeah.
You basically just get full-time jobs in the best cities in the world.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Ibiza's kind of like the European Vegas in a sense, except with the gambling. I don't know if you guys are big but in the party sense.
No, not really. Big
Yeah.
gambler.
It just has all the.
Yeah, you just travel to the coolest places.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn
It's
sick.
not the worst job now I think about it.
Have you
No.
ever thought about just like going to a random brunch place and showing
Just
up, just
fucking
setting
it
up
up?
a table? Yeah, just
Yeah.
giving like a bachelorette party the time of their lives.
Maybe I should.
That would be fun.
What was it? They had this one brunch spot when I was in Chicago that I don't know if it's still a thing. I think that the whole scene's different before COVID and after COVID.
Yeah. But it really is. I mean, congrats on all the success. I really don't think there's ever a bigger gap between accountant and like world famous DJ.
Yeah,
It's an awesome
I
story.
feel like I'm living in a simulation right now. I
Yeah.
gotta pinch myself every now and then.
It's a really cool story. So
Okay.
congrats for everything. And yeah, I would love to come out to a set, and we appreciate you stopping by, man.
Thank you for having me.
John Summit was brought to you by Part of My Cheesesteak. We're in for a great sports week. We got the NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, baseball, and Derby Day on Saturday. Ordering Part of My Cheesesteak for your game day meal or late night eats is the best play call that you can make. Part of My Cheesesteak offers a wide variety of cheesesteaks, loaded fries, and popular desserts, all delivered right to your door so you don't have to miss any of the action on your couch. Pick your favorite cheesesteak made with thinly sliced steak, melted provolone, mouth-watering cheese sauce, caramelized onions on a toasted hoagie roll. You can get the popular Big Cat combo and get your choice of cheesesteak, fries, and a drink. Maybe get some poutine going at Part of My Cheesesteak. You can make your own poutine using all the ingredients from Part of My Cheesesteak. Go to partofmycheesesteak.com, order with code PMC20, get 20% off your order. That's partofmycheesesteak.com, order with code PMC20, get 20% off your order. John Summit was also brought to you by No Bull. If you're going to work out, you've got to try out No Bull footwear. I'm rocking my No Bulls right now. I actually just worked out in them this morning. I'm wearing the all-day knit shoes. They're on my feet right now. Was running this morning, went for a jog, did some weights too. They're super comfortable, very light, the most comfortable for both in the gym and on the go. They look great too. With options across training and lifestyle, No Bull has options for everyone. The all-day ripstop is great. The all-day knit is fantastic. Also, the drive knit and the journey are fantastic models for the No Bull shoes. Check them out right now. Great for working out, but also they look awesome. You can wear them anywhere. Exclusive for Part of My Take listeners, No Bull is offering 30% off your order. Visit nobullproject.com/PMT. Get 30% off your entire order. That's nobullproject.com/PMT. Get 30% off your entire order.
Okay, let's wrap up the show. We got roasts. Are we roasting?
We're getting roasted today.
Roasting.
5-star roast.
Please, everyone, if you listen and love this show, we appreciate if you could subscribe everywhere. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
OnlyFans.
We got
Google Play.
If people saw the PMTV last week, we got our plaque for 250 million downloads on Spotify, which we're hungry for more. I think Joe Rogan was the only one who had 500 million.
Yep.
And then it was us and like some true crime at 250.
Yep. So we would love to get up there.
Yeah. So that was PFT and I both said the same thing. We're like, when's our 500 coming?
I think we got to get bigger in China. We got to get bigger in
China.
India. Sachin Tendulkar, greatest cricket player of all time.
We're huge cricket guys.
That was speaking cricket.
Yeah. Okay. Hank, roast.
In a sick parody of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Donut Dan, who sucks down coffee and crullers like crack cocaine, and his uniquely closed musical midget friend, Oompa Loompa
That's a hard M.
Loompieft,
Hard M.
Damn.
entertain a gaggle of man-children in their grown-up playground fun factory, featuring a big, burly, beefy boy who recently made his own chocolate river. Hopefully no diarrhea on Pennsylvania Ave with Sal Pal Maxie. Bing bong. A sports-spoiled heir to the Taco Bell throne who can't eject himself from the factory quite high enough to dunk, but always enough to get in a quick 9. And a man-boy so focused on drowning his Jets fandom with screen time that it's literally his name. But no amount of memes can get you that lottery ball.
Oh. Hank, how are you golfing?
Golfing well. Trending upward, yeah.
What are we shooting these days?
How
many holes do you play this weekend?
36, 54.
54.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday was tough conditions. It was raining for the first 5 holes, windy. Shot a 97, which I was happy with. It was probably a good 97. 89 Saturday, which ties my best PR at the Bev. And then Sunday was good conditions. I birdied 1, and in typical fashion, all kind of fell apart. I played well. 5 par 3s, 10 over. I had 4 6s on out of 5 par 3s.
So what'd you shoot?
96.
Oh. Real quick though, Hank, when you had to do math real quick to figure out how many holes you played, that's how many holes Liv plays every weekend. Your favorite league.
Yeah, that you watch religiously.
I watched Liv this week, and Liv was the
so how did you not fit? No,
yeah,
54.
I played 3 rounds of golf. Oh yeah, that's just like the pros.
Yeah, it was a great Liv leaderboard this week. But yeah, games trending upward. I just love golf.
You just love it. What are you gonna do? You love it.
Yeah,
it loves you back.
You love your kids, right?
Yeah. Listen. You gotta have love.
Good point.
I feel like I have 18 kids, and I want to see them as much as possible.
Put perfectly.
Welcome to Part of My Take, the show where the intelligent host makes himself sound dumber to be funny, while the dumber host uses words like quintessential all the time to make himself sound more intelligent. Produced by 2 guys who look like they would work in a food truck if they didn't land this job. You can always expect they get the pod out on time. One barely ever speaks, so you don't have to worry about him so much. The fat one speaks enough for both of them. 5-star show.
Which one of us uses quintessential?
I do, I guess. I think that would be me. Max is a food truck guy, though. That is spot on.
I would love to own a food
You
truck.
should.
Yeah.
If you put on some pajama bottoms, like maybe Simpsons or South Park, you would be a perfect line cook.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's not a diss.
I could see you, pulling your hair back real tight, wearing the flowy pants, maybe some sort of giant head wrap that you have on. I'm actually just describing the Taliban right now. You look good in the Taliban.
No.
Should we show the videos
I think
on YouTube?
Yeah.
I don't know if we can.
Why not? It's just a Photoshop, or was it real?
There's a video. Max had a bomb strapped to his chest at the White
Wait,
House.
can I see the video?
It's very funny.
I mean, we're not.
Can you play the video? Just blur it out, but let us react to it.
They're all my text messages.
All right,
I'll
so
send
just
them to you.
yeah.
You don't have them.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Oh, he does have them.
Max, when did you get those in your text messages?
Because Quiggs is a terrorist.
Like, did he send that?
That's the problem.
Did he send that to you
is that
while
we
you
have a terrorist that works
texted them to you, Big
in
Cat.
this company?
Did he send those to you while you were at the White House?
Yes.
They probably saw that. The people that monitor your phones.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know. I didn't open it.
Oh my God, Max! This is a huge gun that you have
Quiggs is a
on the
terrorist.
front lawn. What the hell, Max? Oh no, he's got a bomb. Are those real?
I think we could show those on YouTube. Just say the following image is not real.
Yeah, the following
We
image
can't
has
show
been
those
doctored.
We can't. Show
Well,
those.
at least on social.
Yeah, we could tweet them out.
Yeah, you can. You
Yeah.
can tweet it out.
I call the
don't
bomb.
care.
Okay, bomb's very funny. Okay,
Yeah, sorry, I'm just going back to my spot.
you got lost.
Let me know when you're back at your spot.
Yeah, tell us, give us the sign when you're back at your spot.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
An insecure walrus on Ozempic and his Pokemon card dealer wife host a podcast with their spoiled brat son and the overweight family bulldog, where they attempt occasionally coherent yet entertaining discourse regarding almost sports. A nervous group of juveniles, whom I can't help but imagine with underbites, chime in from their holding pen every now and then. Would recommend.
I like that. That was very nice.
I do like the name holding pen.
Yeah.
We should maybe put a big holding pen.
The pug pen.
The pug pen.
That's good.
The holding pen. You guys look good in there.
We should also.
It's so
I was trying
funny.
to figure out if I had an underbite.
And it's also so funny that you guys, we were like, hey, decorate the holding pen. And you guys literally just made a 8-year-old's bedroom.
It is nice. Yeah.
What else you want? What else you want from
Nothing.
us?
I'm saying I like it. It's very funny.
I think me and Big Cat should lock you in there during the shows, though.
Dude, I went in there the other day and it smelled so bad.
You already said this on the last show.
don't, but I got to say it again because it was so bad. What are you doing in there?
It is so fucking hot in here, and there is zero
It is.
ventilation
That's a fact.
at all.
That's a fact. It was nice out in Chicago.
It is
the air
hot.
is not on.
There is no vents in here. There are no vents.
The funniest thing with because we've been in this studio for a year and a half now. The funniest thing is we just still have the R. Kelly TV that we've never turned on. That is one of the dumbest things that has ever been put in a studio. For people who don't know what I'm talking about, behind
We'll
the
put it in a
cameras,
picture, yeah.
there's a small TV right above the glass that is it's blinking right now. What is it? Does it go on? Have we ever turned it on?
I think it was meant for you guys to watch TV.
It was no. It
That
was
was
meant for guests.
How do you watch
It
TV
was meant
from
for
there?
interviews.
But how would we ever think the interviews would good? Oh, it does turn on. That's it. We got.
It's the Michael Scott TV.
Is it hooked
It's
up
the
to
Michael
anything?
Scott TV.
I know it's hooked up to power, but does it have like an input?
I don't think so.
Good job, Pete. Fucking idiot. Cum drinker.
It is the size of a large iPad, and it's about 15 to 25 feet away from you.
So far away from us. All right, last one.
Yeah. I can't roast you guys because I just love this cast so much. I enjoy like when people call
it
us
just turn on.
cast, or like someone came up to me in person, and it's like kind of mean to you guys too, but when they're like, you're my favorite character on the show, it just makes me feel like not a real person.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, what's
That's
up,
an
dude?
interesting
Like,
way
you're
to
my
put
favorite
it.
character.
Like you're an
I'm
actor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In our sitcom.
But I just want to say thank you so much for all the podcasts. I will hopefully make you feel old, though. I graduated high school about the same time the show came out, 2016. I now have dropped out of college, have a career, house, wife, and kid.
I like they put dropped out of college, like instead of graduated from college. Like dropped out.
Respect.
I feel as if I have grown up with you guys, as I have become a real adult. Listening to you guys and enjoying all the football talk. You are my ESPN. Go Pats. Please run back the yellow things for first Mount Rushmore.
Ooh, the Mount Rushmore yellow things.
I'm getting ready for Mount Rushmore season. I'm
Me too.
excited.
I got some good ones.
I'm pumped.
excited.
What do you mean you've got some good ones?
I got some good. I have a notes app of Mount Rushmore we can do.
Of topics. Do you guys want to do the Mount Rushmore yellow things? Run it back? I don't even remember doing that the first time.
You don't remember?
No.
On the bus?
Shut up.
Oh, that one.
Cheese.
I thought he was talking about way back.
No. Beer.
Yeah, cheese.
That was a very contentious. And that was, I think, when Peter Schrager walked on the bus, he was like, what are you guys
Yeah,
yelling
we were
about?
mad. We were mad.
What?
Look at that. Max just texted I almost pooped my pants.
It was a full sprint out of the booth.
I was wondering where he went. Oh, no. That's tough when, like, the roasts are basically calling that out. And then he almost did.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. End of show. We got, Shane has presents for us. By the way,
Yellow Coldplay, too.
Yellow Coldplay, yeah.
Go to answer.
Quick rest in peace to Nick Soares, Cinema Lord. So Kirk Minahan show. Kirk texted me. I guess he was a huge AWL as well. So really sad. 32 years old.
Yeah.
Just one of those things, just take every moment and don't take any moment for granted is what I'm trying to say. So rest in peace, Cinnamon Lords.
As Warren Zevon would say, enjoy every sandwich.
Yeah.
I think about that when I'm eating sandwiches.
Yeah.
Every minute.
Life is short, and he was a very entertaining guy. So R.I.P. Cinema Lords. All right, Shane.
Yes, sir.
Shane, you went to Italy.
Yep.
Your mic's not on at all.
Talk. Hello.
You went to Italy.
I did.
Killed the Pope.
Did not do that.
Fuck some Italian broads. Sounds like he didn't kill the Pope.
You leave any gifts behind?
Will you have any Italian children?
I mean, I'm Italian, so probably.
Okay. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Good point. Good. You got me on a technicality. How was it though?
It was cool. Yeah, I always wanted to go to Italy, so it was like a nice check off the bucket list. I wouldn't say it was necessarily like fun, but it was like cool.
Why?
It was a solo trip to Italy. Like,
Yeah,
it wasn't.
that should be fun.
You didn't have any fun?
I mean, it was like something I always wanted to do, but it wasn't like, oh, this is like I'm having the time of my life here.
You never thought about staying?
No, I was like by the last day. The night before I left, I got McDonald's because I just needed like change.
Did they have the same stuff on the menu?
They did, but their proportions are terrible.
Oh no!
Like I usually get like a large meal, so I got a large drink, and it was like the size of a small here.
Well, the drinks, yeah.
Probably a good thing.
And the fries are it's like a small fry.
I was at the movie theater last weekend. I got a small drink. The small drink was probably 54 ounces.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah. So good trip though.
Yeah, it was a good trip. It was really cool to.
You missed us?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Did you miss sports?
Actually, yeah, because I actually watched the NFL draft, which in Italy was at 3 a.m.
Oh.
So I was up for like from 3 a.m. to like 6 a.m. and then it like wiped out my whole day.
Would you grade the Chargers?
Wait, hold on. So you went to Italy and you watched the NFL draft, and then the days after the NFL draft, you just didn't do anything.
Well, no, so I left Saturday. The draft was Thursday night, right? So that day I just slept in till like 1 or 2, and then I just hit restaurants for the rest of the day.
Sounds fun.
What a great! I mean, yeah, it's a great trip.
I couldn't not watch the draft.
Yeah, no, you have to watch the draft.
Yeah.
So how'd the Chargers do?
I'm pretty happy with. Everyone hates on like the Amarion Hampton pick, but I
bet him 16-1 to win offensive rookie of the year.
Bet. Yeah. Everyone's like Najee Harris, but like Najee's like a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna be gone.
That picture they showed of Amarion Hampton, he looks jacked.
Shaking Harbaugh's hand.
Yeah.
He's huge.
Huge.
Beast.
What, Hank? What do you want to say?
The draft is the stupidest fucking event in the world. If there's one event you could not watch, it's the draft. The people that go to the draft are insane to me, like weirdest sports fans of all times. And like watching the draft for an extended period of time doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Never has, never will.
Yeah, well, you thought the draft was pretty fun last year.
The 10 minutes the Patriots selected, yeah, and then I stopped watching.
Mm-hmm. I do agree that like if you go to the draft in person,
yeah,
that's kind of a weird move. Because the draft, from even like a media standpoint, you just stand there
right
and just look at a stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
For 30 teams that aren't yours.
Yeah. 31. And yeah, I mean, the draft is weird to go to in person. I went to it once in Chicago and I was like, this is boring. But I also went to like the second day.
It is fun to boo Goodell though.
Yeah.
Actually, thank you to the people
prefer
that
to do that after we win the Super Bowl and he's coming out to bring the Lombardi. But to each their own. Everyone has a different time.
Shut the fuck up, Hank. I do want to say though, because I was kind of mean to people that choose to go to the draft. They do fulfill a very important duty.
Oh, I love them.
Which is to boo Roger Goodell, and number 2 because I love watching you with your weird hats.
Yeah.
And the outfits that you put on. Like, thank you for that.
No, the people who go to the draft are the foundation, the bedrock of the NFL. They go to the draft so we don't have to go to the draft.
Yep.
Like, those are the salt of the earth, wearing. And because when the draft was here in Chicago, I went and interviewed a bunch of them. They all know each other. There's like a network of super fans.
Super fans, yeah.
I love them. They're the best. They make the world go around. They deserve all the credit.
Yep.
They are the shield. All right, so you got us gifts.
I did, and while he's not here, I should probably preface I got everyone but Max presents.
Oh,
Sorry,
He's got
pooping.
everything, yeah.
All right, do you want to open yours first, Hank?
Yeah.
Or Memes, you get one?
I got one.
All right.
He's going.
Let us know what you got. Are these joke gifts or real gifts?
I mean,
Oh, let's go.
What'd you get?
It's a coffee mug with a pair of titties.
Oh,
let's go.
hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Sorry, so the joke
Dudes
was
rock.
joke gifts. Did we all get that? That would have rocked.
Yeah.
We all just opened up a coffee mug with a pair of titties.
What'd you get, Hank?
Hank?
I think this is like a mini ashtray with the Roma Coliseum, or what is this?
It's an ashtray.
Ashtray, yeah.
Yeah. You could
cool.
It's got,
ash
like, all the
anything in
Roman
there.
things on there.
Why are there tissues?
Yeah, it's got all the.
in
There's
here?
no tissue paper, so I put
Who's the
napkins in
Lupa?
there.
Who's this Lupa cow?
tissues.
That's
in
like
here.
I don't know. It's like a wolf breastfeeding.
Oh shit! I
Piazza
got
Venezia.
a Pope bobblehead.
Forno
Oh, that
Romano.
rocks.
Yeah,
Look at that.
I looked.
The
I
dead
looked,
Pope?
Yeah, the dead Pope.
That's a collector's item now.
Yep.
I looked everywhere for Pizza Balla memorabilia.
Oh.
There's none anywhere.
Soon. We're
The
gonna get that
Vatican-
soon.
Vatican was pretty pro Francis when I was there.
Yeah, Pizza Ball is gonna get his shit.
I got a Rome ashtray.
Oh,
Yeah.
Do you think I smoke?
So which one? Yeah, who got the double gift?
You guys. I wanted to get something unique for everyone, or try to, and I couldn't think of a personalized.
yeah.
Other than you two tend to burn.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
burn. You
Nice.
could say that.
What did
I
you
should
get, Punk?
stopped, but
Got a little keychain, says Bologna on it. Is this
It's
pasta?
tortellini.
Oh,
Oh.
tortellini. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Tortellini keychain?
Yeah.
And you didn't get Max anything.
I did not. I was.
I love
But
that.
it was for. I was looking
because
everywhere.
they don't let you carry meatballs across the border.
I was looking everywhere for meatball related things, and that's just like an American stereotype. I fear.
Max, did you poop yourself?
He asked if you shit yourself.
I like Memes being like Max is an old man and Memes is his caretaker.
What happened?
You're
asked
Lee
if you shit
Corso
yourself.
and
Yeah.
Memes is Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, he asked you a question.
I did not shit myself.
Oh, okay.
I almost did. I don't know where it came out of nowhere.
Okay. By the rules of Yankees
Came out of your butt.
Yankees swap, I'm gonna trade my Pope bobblehead for the coffee mug with titties.
Oh, boobs.
Can't do that.
Why? It's Yankee swap.
You want to trade for my nothing?
I mean, I got a Pope bobblehead. I'm a fucking pizza balla guy, and I got a fucking dead Pope bobblehead.
Meme specifically asked for the mug.
I collect mugs.
All right, just so we're clear, for any future trips you take, Shane, there, outside of sports, I would say my two favorite things in the world are coffee and tits.
Okay. The only other mug like that was one with the statue of David's penis on it.
That would have been funny.
That would have been a funny
That
mug.
would have been funny. But I would have if you see any breast stuff or coffee stuff, me.
What'd you get yourself, Shane, more importantly?
I got I didn't want to get something from a souvenir shop, so I got a real Italian leather engraved.
Oh, that's nice.
I like that. Very
Yeah.
classy.
Yeah.
Do you want to trade it for the Pope bobblehead that's dead?
No.
Should I come back with some Hawaiian?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, I would
I
like
like
that.
this.
Also, just a point of clarification, how did that work? Did Memes say before you left, he's like, hey, if you see any coffee mugs with tits, I want it?
I asked everybody if there's a type of souvenir they want.
And he said coffee
And he said coffee mug.
With
I saw the
tits?
one with tits, and I was like, I have to get this one.
I just like the idea of Memes just being like, hey, I know you're going halfway around the world, but if you got any of those titty coffee mugs, get me one, man. It's good. How do you like yours?
Yeah, it's good. I don't really smoke, but I like it.
What do you think about my dead Pope?
Well, he's dead. You got
Yeah.
a statue of a dead guy up there. So that's cool.
Yeah.
That's one of the good popes, right?
Yeah. I think so. I don't know.
Beat the accusations? No accusations?
I think the part I like about it is that it's so small you can't even tell it's a bobblehead.
It's also a throwback Pope because that's the Pope from like 40 years ago.
Yeah.
That's the young Pope.
Francesco.
I had luggage. I couldn't get like the biggest bobblehead there was.
Yeah, no, you clearly didn't get the biggest bobblehead. You actually got the smallest bobblehead there ever was. Can you zoom in? Are you able to get it? Can you even see it? I like it, Shane. Shane, you know what it is though? Honestly, anyone who brings back any gift, it is the thought that counts.
It is. And you know what?
And you say that when you get a shitty gift. So it is the thought that counts.
I think I might start smoking.
Just because of that?
Yeah, because of this.
You're welcome.
I might start collecting Pope
Back on the
bobbleheads.
wagon.
Thank you, Shane. Glad to have you back.
Appreciate you, Shane.
Appreciate you a lot. All right. Look at him. He's so fucking ready. Numbers. 3.
I think Big Cat got that one.
I don't know. Did Hank say that? Nah,
I did say it.
Numbers.
3.
Oh, fuck.
Hank got it. 77.
90.
Actually, no. I'm not going to go 77. What are you going to do, memes?
I don't know. I think it's going to be 3.
It's not going to be.
Why would you think it's going to be 3?
Because Hank got it. I'll do 8.
I'll do 56.
I'll do 59.
I like that.
99 Pug.
33.
I'll do number 8.
Memes got 8.
21.
What was your number?
93.
93? 63. You were right on it, Max.
So close.
Memes you're never going to get it.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Got tits, though.
Thank you, Shane.